Good stuff. And in the studio right now, helping me out is of course Sungwook right now. He's let me know about the audio, and I'm just going to push my volume up slightly, and maybe that will do a difference. Yes, I've got a thumbs up. Of course, Sungwook is back in the studio today. Our long-standing former programs controller, sit around on campus, and I can call him a good friend of mine, and he's more than welcome back in the studio. I think you're okay to come back here, Sungwook now, and everything is good, and everything right with the microphones there, Sungwook, I'm guessing it was?
That mic doesn't work.
Okay, that's good then. Switch this one. Take that one, Anna. Can you see this one?
Yep.
There you go. Now,
Does
good
that
stuff.
work?
Yep,
Perfect.
it's going through. It's going
perfect.
through. No, so I can see it on the soundboard. Yep, I can see it on the soundboard. Good stuff. Which microphone was it that you've just turned off? Yellow cable. Yes, this one. Good. That's out. Good stuff. Smashing.
Does my mic work?
Yes.
All good?
Talk again.
All good?
Yeah.
Lovely
Yep,
stuff.
you're through. Good stuff. So let's start off with the show. So today on TNS, so we're gonna firstly, we are going to give score updates from the games going on. So there aren't many games going on this evening. You've got games in the FA Cup, got some FA Cup replays going on, and we've also got the first round of the Women's Champions League as well, which we'll be giving score updates for as well. Sungwook has just said, let's go Arsenal, as I'm sure he would. I would have covered those games live, as it were, normally, but there isn't really that coverage that we can get, so we won't be able to do live coverage, as it were, like we normally do for the Champions League for the men. However, these are the games going on this evening. Horsham FC, 8th tier, they've got a replay against Barnsley. Nuts, Accrington against Doncaster, Derby Crew, Forest Green, Scarborough, Athletic, Grimsby, Slough, Salford versus Peterborough. That'll be a game that Dan Froggett will be looking out for. And York City against Chester. And then in the Women's Champions League, you've got Rosengard, who are currently losing 1-0 to Eintracht Frankfurt away from at home. Eintracht have had a really good start to the Frauen-Bundesliga. And also in the Champions League, we have games for Sankt Pölten against Brandt. That's 1-0 down for the home team in Austria. Barcelona against Benfica later on, and Slavia Prague against Lyon. Of course, Lyon, who got to the final last year of the Women's Champions League. So plenty of games on. Also, the most important one, Eastbourne Borough versus Tunbridge as well. I'm sure we're all glued to the relegation battle that is Eastbourne Borough's season. Let's, however, that's not really what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is actually a really creative episode. This is going to be underrated 11. So I put a post out online. I said, right, so you can draft the players, and it's going to be this is going to be underrated players. Now, I think what I'm going to start off firstly with this discussion is this. What does it mean to be underrated? What are the kind of guidelines that make a player underrated? Sungwook,
here we go.
Start off.
This is a tough argument.
Because this is always the one thing that gets controversial on any squad builder, is whether or not that player actually counts.
I think easiest kind of way to go about it is sort of people that go under the radar. I think is the easiest one. So I think that's so subjective, obviously. So I think there's all sorts of different underrated. So I think as long as you make like a decent case for it, I think it'll be okay. So I'm going to just basically talk about like players you shouldn't go for. I think if you have like some kind of award under your name, like an individual award, you're automatically out. I think that's easy to say.
Right. So you're saying an award. Marlo, do you agree with that, or is he talking rubbish?
I don't know. I mean,
is he trying to protect his own team
from
without realising?
From my understanding, underrated feels more like players who aren't talked about enough that should be.
Right.
I'd
Okay.
agree with that.
Players who might deserve to be in the spotlight, but perhaps aren't. For whatever reason.
But likewise, would you call a young baller underrated, even if he's getting spoken about a lot? Kind of someone like, for example, how Bukayo Saka was a young baller back in the day. But kind of, would you have called him underrated, even if he was getting highly scouted and touted as being a player of the future? Is he not being rated?
He is, because he's being rated so highly. Then therefore, I wouldn't say he's being underrated.
Okay,
personally.
There you go.
Yeah.
Again, Anna, have you used this kind of theory alongside in your picks?
A little bit, like, because you can have great players, but then if there's an even more famous player on their team, then so say like you have Ronaldo on your team,
yeah, sure.
You could be like a great player, but Ronaldo's always going to get talked about more than you.
Yeah.
Which is why I slightly disagree with the awards thing.
Okay. Right. So you've got
because
some.
they could have had an award when they were younger on a different team.
Right.
And then
okay.
they moved to a team that's like bigger and suddenly
Sure,
they're with
sure.
other players
Yeah.
who are also bigger than they are.
Okay.
So like, I don't know. Then they fly under the radar.
I back that. Counter argument, Lenny. You've gripped the mic there quite quickly, which is making me think you're a bit nervous now of your list and
No,
whether or
'cause
not they are underrated.
That point has actually really helped my team. Because
Okay.
now that I look through the team, it's like players that are under the
Yeah.
radar, but then also younger brothers to like really famous players.
Right. Okay.
So then they've been in not in the shadows, but like
Okay. Yeah.
not respected. Under the shadows, but not respected enough.
Sure,
than
sure.
they should be.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I respect that. And Andre?
Yeah, I agree with what everybody said pretty much.
You just want to start with the list, don't you, mate? And you know what? Let's start off now. So I will. I think we'll go from the back line, and then we will go from there. So, for example, the way this will work, it will be 11 players, 11 starting players, as it were, and then 4 subs, 1 goalkeeper, midfielder, forward, defender from the top 4 leagues, the EFL or the Premier League, top 4 European leagues, Premier League and the EFL. You can only list 2 players from one team each. So you can't just go to the Man City reserves and go, yeah, let's just name a bunch of players from there, because that would just be unfair if I'm honest about it. So let's start off with goalkeepers, a position that gets kind of nowhere near enough, I think, respect. I think that's fair to say. And a position that gets a lot of flack, potentially, when they don't deserve it. So let's go from my left side first. And for those who are wondering, yes, I will be giving my picks too. I am not going to be an impartial host. I will be giving my hot takes as well. So, Andre, starting off in goal, who will be your starting keeper?
Well, it's a name everybody knows, but hasn't gone.
That's a really good start. It's a name that everyone knows.
but he
that
hasn't
sounds
gone-
really underrated.
He hasn't gotten a lot of love in a long
Okay.
time. People
Cool,
kind
cool.
of forgotten about him, written
Yep.
him off.
Okay.
Claudio Bravo from Betis.
Oh, Claudia Bravo. Okay.
He got injured very recently, but he'd actually been having a great year for Betis.
Okay. That's interesting.
Seventh
Claudia
in-
Bravo. Now, is he underrated? That is what I'd ask you.
He's been.
Is he underrated?
I'd say so. Yeah, people forgot about him. You know,
I don't know. I mean, you have to say he had a really kind of a successful career, didn't he? He was at Barcelona. He was instrumental in the 2014 World Cup campain
for Chile.
Yeah, for Chile, and
Yeah.
you know what? Actually, I back that decision. Actually, and what made you think of putting him in your squad?
Well, he's been putting up good numbers in La Liga. I mean, he's been putting up great goalkeeper performances, and
Yep.
it's just a name I feel like a lot of people have written off and forgotten about many years ago.
Okay.
When he was
Okay.
back on City's bench, stuff
Sure.
like that.
Oh well, okay, well, I respect that, and you have to say, I think actually, was he wasted at Man City? I mean, do we agree on a panel? Do you think he was wasted
I'm
at
trying
City?
to remember who was he competing with at goal.
He was competing with.
Was it Caballero?
It wasn't Edison. I know that.
No, it wasn't Edison.
So Caballero then, no?
Yeah, it was Caballero because it was after Hart.
Caballero, I don't really rate. So I mean, Bravo had to have been wasted at Man City if he wasn't being used enough. I don't know.
Yeah, because he was basically a bench player and a cup player, wasn't he? Really? I mean,
Even
it's
at
a shame.
Barca, honestly.
Yeah, but to be fair, when you're against Ter Stegen, I mean,
Yeah, he spent
that
the
is a
year-
very difficult competition to have.
spent
It's
the
Ter Stegen, isn't it?
It is true. It is true. It was a young Ter Stegen, but still Ter
Okay.
Stegen nevertheless.
Cool stuff. So Claudio Bravo, would you call him your starting goalkeeper?
Yeah.
Okay, so
absolutely.
Claudio Bravo is your starting goalkeeper, and give me your substitute goalkeeper as well.
Oh, we need.
Yeah, well, a sub, or I can, you know what? I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you for the subs afterwards, after we've named all our 11s. Andre's done. Now we're on to Lenny. Lenny, so what is your goalkeeper for your starting 11 going to be? And please tell me this is not the most rogue opinion I'm about to hear on
No, it's not a rogue
Tuesday
opinion.
Night Sports Show.
It is the Dortmund starting goalkeeper, Gregor Kobel. So a lot of people,
Kobel, okay,
when I mentioned
okay.
his name, a lot of people were confused when I said it before the show. But he is probably one of the most underrated goalkeepers. He's had back-to-back seasons where he's played well. He's having a decent season this year, but yeah, he's not getting the respect he deserves.
Okay.
He's starting for one of the best, arguably one of the better teams in Europe, and still he's barely known as like he should be with the likes of Edison, Alisson, and the top goalkeepers, but he's not getting the respect he deserves, as I would say.
Okay, so how can he be underrated if he's playing at such a well-known club. I mean, he's got a long-term deal at Dortmund until June 2028.
But you mention his name to people, they'll be like, who?
Yep. Okay.
But that means he's not getting the respect he deserves.
Right.
He plays for Dortmund. He plays for Switzerland. He's playing well. And yeah,
Is he a starting goalkeeper for Switzerland?
He's not the starter. Mavogo is currently the starting goalkeeper.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sure.
For
Okay.
Switzerland.
Yeah. Right.
But he obviously, when you're backing Sommer, who's arguably also one of the best
Yeah,
goalkeepers,
he is. He's an underrated
you're going to
goalkeeper
struggle to
too.
get some playing time for Switzerland.
Yeah, definitely.
I have a question, because obviously I don't watch that many sort of other leagues because I'm a bit of a pleb and I only watch sort of Premier League. And so do educate me on this. Can you actually say that he's a goalkeeper for Dortmund, who are doing 5th in the Bundesliga at the moment, who arguably should always be at least 2nd or 3rd every year?
Currently, the Bundesliga is currently at its best level right now.
No, that's not what I'm asking. That's not what I'm asking.
Yeah, that isn't the question.
That is not a good question. I'm sorry to put you on the hot spot here, but
Yeah, go
is
for
he
it.
actually can you say that he's actually any good, or is it just that because of his defense is
No, 'cause
horrible? Do you have to put the blame
I
on somebody else?
looked through the other goalkeepers that the teams have.
Right.
Haradecki for Leverkusen.
Yeah, Radetzky,
Nubel for Stuttgart.
Stuttgart.
And Kobel. I'm not going to
Yes.
put Bang's goalkeeper because he's already a good goalkeeper.
Okay.
So I put Kobel, arguably out of the three when I look at that stats. Kobel is the one I find the most underrated because I like him. Personal preference, I like him the most.
So it's like individual stats.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Gotcha.
Well, what I'll say is this. I mean, I've just gone a Google search of Gregor Kobel, and there is an article here which says Bayern Munich believe they found their Manuel Neuer replacement. Now that doesn't sound very underrated,
No, but
does it?
am I Bayern Munich? I'm Lenny.
Okay.
So I can't
Right.
I can't know what Bayern
Alright,
Munich's
so,
doing with
Well,
their...
you're allowed to say that about 2 more times on the show, and that's
Well,
it.
Okay. So oh well. Okay. So no, I'll give that to you. I'll give that to you because I will admit I did not know his name until you said it to me earlier on. Anna, your first pick of your underrated 11, and who will be in between the sticks in your starting squad?
Okay, so I think I know the least about individual players out of all of you.
But that's okay.
So
That's more than fine.
You're probably all gonna oh god, that's such an
You know
awful
more
pick.
than me, Anna. Trust me, you know more than me because I know more about basically most other sports apart from football.
But basically, I couldn't decide whether to go for. There's some players that I hear of, and I'm like, okay. I couldn't decide whether to go for those or to go for a young baller, as you would probably call them.
Young ballers, yep.
James Trafford.
Oh, I knew this was coming.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You know
okay.
what? I rate it.
Because he kept the clean sheets in the Europeans. However, at Burnley, but is that just because Burnley's struggling in the Premier League and therefore it's a higher intensity?
I am going to challenge this slightly
Go
because
for it.
I think we've seen lots of criticism against this, and we've seen people saying, for example,
Don't look at me like that.
no, but we've seen people saying, kind of, he is not physically there yet. He's quite small. He's quite lean.
Yeah.
And he does not really have that saving capabilities. But in the same way, he is also a very young player.
See, but that's why I
This
couldn't
is my
decide.
point. You can't argue that he is a finished article now.
That's why I couldn't decide whether to put him as my sub and go for Vicario as my
be honest,
goalkeeper. But then
I think you can
I
name
remember
him
that
'cause
Tottenham Hotspur, and I was like,
Yeah.
I can't bring that up.
He's only 21, so he's got a lot of time to move forward. And also, he must be doing something good to go straight from Bolton and then go from Bolton to Burnley.
Honestly, all the goalkeepers I know that I could have picked, you've
Yeah.
all gone, they're not underrated. So I was literally struggling here.
be
Going, who
honest,
can I think of that's underrated?
I will defend James Trafford, and I will actually say that I think, well, given how terrible Burnley's defence is, it's no wonder.
That was my
no
point.
wonder.
Is the Burnley score sheet actually his fault, or is it because they're
Yeah.
struggling in Premier League?
Yeah.
In which case, you can't
Do you
really
agree
blame him.
Do we agree on the panel? Are we as
I need
sympathetic?
validation. Come on.
Are we as sympathetic towards James Trafford as I am, or are we not?
To be fair, I think for any sort of lower table goalkeepers, I'm very sympathetic to, so I get you on that one.
Yeah.
Only issue is with James Trafford that he's getting talked about purely because that he's English. And
That is so true, actually.
a young English keeper, I think, media sort of can't resist. And, the fact that he's sort of getting on sort of pundits' mouths and things like that, I think that alone kind of shows that sort of he's almost overrated in a way, I think.
But the 6 clean sheets, he kept the entire tournament clean in the under-21s.
Right.
Didn't let in a single goal the entire tournament.
I mean, that's fair. So again.
But then again, that's under 21s. Well, Cole Palmer's under 21s as well, and he's. Oh, shit, I'm just giving away one of my next picks. Whoops.
What if someone else picks Cole Palmer
No,
before
they
you, though,
can't.
Anna? That's the question.
You got told not to pick Palmer because he's not underrated.
Well, no, I agree.
I mean, it depends on what kind of case you can make.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't
Very
think he's underrated.
curious.
and
It's
I
all
will have the
opinionated.
argument with you in a few minutes' time. I will have the argument with you. So we've James Trafford. Then he's our third goalkeeper. Marlo,
Right.
who's in between sticks, my friend?
You're probably all going to completely slander me for this one and say, "Oh,
I am ready to slander you, my friend.
yeah."
Anna
Let
has
it
just
let it begin.
laughed.
Andre Onana.
Oh god!
No!
God!
It's like if you picked Dembele.
This is the most
No,
rogue
because-
opinion I've ever heard of in my life.
Because for me, underrated. Because he seemed to get loads of slander himself, as I have just taken on. When he
Yeah,
first.
for good reason.
No, wait,
He's
wait,
a
wait.
liability.
When he,
No, he's
wait,
He's a walking liability, my friend.
Joseph.
Excuse
Because
me.
he,
Calm down.
yes, initially when he moved to United, tried to fill De Gea's boots. His feet were nowhere near big enough, and he was, as you said, a walking liability. But there is a big but. I think that he has past couple of matches gained in confidence, gained in composure, especially with the save he made and the penalty save he made against Copenhagen.
What, the penalty save, which sent our deputy station manager into an absolute frenzy in the station when he was running around like a madman.
But
Okay.
because of that, because of the slander that I think he still maybe less deservedly
Received.
receives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because of that, that's why I'd say he's underrated because he's not getting the respect that he possibly could be deserving. That would be my criteria.
But to be fair, I think sort of in order to be you actually kind of need to be good, right?
Well, he's
Whoa.
goalkeeper for Manchester United first team. Surely that speaks to something.
No. Like, okay, I see your point. But then, if that's the case, would you say Harry Maguire's a good player?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay, that's on me. That's a
One thing
man.
I see your line of
But you
thinking for
see
sure.
my
Yes,
point,
no,
yeah.
for sure. Yes,
Also,
definitely.
one thing I'm going to say, we're talking about Manchester United, Andre Onana, but are we going to argue that before this point, Inter Milan Andre Onana was underrated?
Yes.
That was my point
Absolutely not.
earlier.
He was probably the
Lenny is
best,
saying he's underrated.
best goalkeeper in the Champions League last season.
Oh, that's bold.
No,
Best
it was
goalkeeper.
factual.
No, statistically,
It was
that's true.
statistical.
Statistically,
and
yeah.
People
factual.
rate, yeah, but people rated him last year. Everybody
people
knows you're
rated him.
underrated.
Right, okay,
That's
yeah.
what I mean. As in,
It's not
Right.
underrated.
Well, I'll give it to you, Marlo, but
Thank you.
you know what? I respect the fact that you had the bravery to say Andre Onana. It's underrated. I respect that you had the bravery to do that.
It's my opinion.
Some work before the final pick. Before I give my goalkeeper, hit me.
All right, before I say anything, it's glad to be happy to be back. What is it? Very happy to be back.
Return of the King, as I said in the Facebook group.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
Yeah, so it's happy to be back. I can tell that it's Joseph Terry's world now in the
Yes,
sports show.
this is.
I'll do you guys a favor. I'll knock him a couple of edges down, but
Yep.
it's just for you.
We are
guys to
going
probably
for
leave.
more of that sort of fun style these days. So
No
it's
worries,
good fun.
no worries. Should be good.
Yep, good fun.
So going for my goalkeeper.
Hit me.
I've gone Bernd Leno. It's like
Oh, I back that. Burn Leno. I back that.
I can't lie. The main reason, because I could have easily, because like I said, I rate, I sort of do think that all these sort of lower table
sure.
sort of goalkeepers are slightly underrated. But the reason why I've gone for Bernardo has very heavily to do with the fact that I'm an Arsenal fan, and I
couldn't tell you an Arsenal fan. I never knew this. I never knew this song work.
I can't do sharp. Okay, let me shoot my stuff. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
go for it. Shoot a
Okay.
shot.
So basically, I've noticed that we have a 2-player ban from each team.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
what I decided to do is go for a whole lot of sort of ex-Arsenal players.
Oh yeah, go for it.
In
Yeah.
places where I couldn't really make a sort of
Nice.
sound decision.
Yeah,
So
go for it.
which is why I've gone Bernardo. And also, I think that defense in Fulham's defense, I
It's
think
terrible.
is tragic.
It's tragic.
It is. And the fact that he already has that many clean sheets is sort
Yeah.
of impressive at feet.
And last year he was sound. He was so good last year, Burn Leno. I was surprised he ended up at Fulham. I thought he was going to end up somewhere like Brentford or a team like, honestly, Brighton. I thought he was going to go to, which would be really ironic given the Neil Maupay stuff. But I thought he was going to go to. I honestly thought he was going to go to Brighton or a team like that.
a better team, surely.
Yeah, but arguably he might be relegated now, which is really weird because if there have been those players that got relegated in really terrible teams that were good goalkeepers, Tim Krul ended up playing Championship football at Norwich for some
Norwich, yeah.
reason. It's like Tim Krul is a Premiership level goalkeeper.
I mean, he was getting on a bit too far.
Yeah, he was. I suppose he was getting on. So yeah, you know what? I think that's a sound argument. That I will give you Bern Leno.
Gracias.
You're more than welcome, my friend. How do you say you're welcome in Spanish, Andre?
De nada.
De nada. De nada. I hope you haven't just put me into a sort of a pit of saying something that I shouldn't have said on your.
Hablo un poco.
Yeah.
Hablo un poco.
Yeah.
Qué bien, bro.
Good stuff. Now let's go for my goalkeeper, and I will go really niche, and it's probably going to be a name most of you won't know because I was going for across all the leagues, as it were. So let's go to the EFL. Let's go to the Championship, and it will be Max O'Leary in goal, Irish keeper for Bristol City, and he's been doing really well. Bristol City are a team that right now are doing quite well in the Championship. I think they're 8th or 7th. And he's had a really good season so far. He's picked up kind of more clean sheets than most people would expected. He's done pretty well this season in terms of trying to keep clean sheets. I think he's been a really good player in that Bristol City side that's been able to kind of keep that stability. And kind of he is getting on a bit. He is 27. I admit that is not exactly what I want to you want to see in terms of kind of any team like that. But I actually think he's underrated and kind of 16 starts over the season, and kind of he's played every single game over this year. I actually think it's pretty good, really. And Bristol City, I think they're a team right now who are arguably kind of at risk of going under, kind of because they've just sacked their manager, just sacked Nigel Pearson. Stupid decision. They sacked him after the 7-side derby against Cardiff City, and then he was sacked. 5 clean sheets over this year for Max O'Leary off 16 games. 45 saves, 75% save percentage. Not bad, I think. And arguably, the only reason why he isn't starting for the Irish team is because there is one Gavin Bazunu who is starting for Ireland before him. So I will put Max O'Leary as my starting keeper. Do we want to do the subs now for the goalkeeper, or do we do it at the end? What do you think?
Do it now, I think.
Yeah,
Do it now, right? And
now.
so I will go back around then. Andre, have you had time to think of a sub keeper?
Yeah, I have. I just went to Getafe.
Getafe, nice. Getafe.
David Soria. He's actually a fantastic keeper.
Right.
And people in Spain who follow La Liga do rate him, but outside of La Liga, he's really not well known at all.
Really? Okay. And kind of why is he well known in the sort of Spanish football scene, and he isn't internationally?
Yeah, because Getafe just another team that go under the radar. They barely survive La Liga year in year out.
Yeah, sure.
Shaky defense, very shaky defense. But
Yes, you're right. You're right on
David
that.
Soria is just a fantastic keeper. He keeps that team afloat all the time, especially last year.
Yeah.
Him and Enes Unal, I'd say, were the two big reasons Getafe ended up staying up in La Liga last season.
Yeah, Getafe are an interesting team because they're always there or thereabouts that relegation battle, aren't they?
Yeah.
And you know what? It's
the
interesting
worst
to
of the
see.
Madrid teams.
Just looking through his figures now, his contract expires next summer. And do you think he's going to move to pastures green? He's a former player at Sevilla, obviously. Do you think he's going to move on to pastures green, or?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see Getafe's situation.
Yeah.
But I could see him making a move to a bigger La Liga club.
Yeah.
Sevilla, honestly, are in need of a keeper again after losing Bono.
Yeah.
They've been struggling mightily.
Yeah. 2 clean sheets in the last 3 games, one against Cadiz and one against Mallorca. Pretty good, really. Pretty good stats. And the only thing, he's a bit old. He's 30 years old now, so I suppose that's going to limit his market value, as it were, isn't he?
Yeah, of course. But any team that needs a goalkeeper boost right now could absolutely use this guy.
Yeah, it ain't bad. 1.3 games. 1.3 goals conceded per 90 isn't bad for a goalkeeper at Getafe, who are not exactly a team that are very good defensively.
Exactly.
For the subs, should we rush through a little bit because we are already 30 minutes through,
Excuse me,
and we've
right.
already got about
Go for
about
it.
20
Lenny.
more players to go.
From Getafe to Southampton, we're going to go for Gavin Bazunu.
Nice.
He is my backup goalkeeper. He, as you said before, he starts for Ireland.
Yeah,
He's
sure.
been playing well for Southampton, who are currently 4th in the Championship right now.
Yep.
That's why I go from Gavin Bazunu.
Gavin Bazunu, international player.
You can skip me because I've actually mentioned 2, even though we didn't agree on the other one.
Yes.
But
Oh, yeah, that's true.
fine.
Yeah. Yes. Marlo?
Well, for Manuel Riemann, keeper
Riemann.
for VfL Bochum, who play
Yeah.
in the Bundesliga.
VfL Bochum, yeah.
VfL Bochum, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, and yeah.
Jawohl.
No, it's Bochum are an interesting team because they're always struggling in the Bundesliga, and they're always going up and down basically. And for a team, he does pretty well. And if you look at his career, he was previously at SV Sandhausen, which is a Dreiliga team in the third division, and then he ended up getting a move to the second Bundesliga, and then a Bundesliga in the enemy. VfL Bochum have got a lot to thank for him. I mean, last season, 31 he could have 31 games in the league. It's not bad figure, that really, is it? And total 427 games over the whole career. It's not bad going.
Yeah, so he's for sort of the clubs that he's played for. He's VfL Bochum and SV Sandhausen. Don't know how good those pronunciations were. He's really put in a shift, I'd say.
Yeah, really good actually.
Really remained loyal and to his teams for sure.
I have to say, like honestly, that's what I've learned about someone new just there. Sungwook, who are you go for your backup?
I've gone Alphonse Areola purely because he actually managed to replace Fabianski after being in constant competition with him for about the past 5 years. So I'll give a quick shout out to him. And also West Ham are doing that at the
Good stuff. Yeah, I understand. My backup goalkeeper will be Marco Carneschi of Atalanta, one of the best teams defensively right now, who aren't the top two. Being, of course, it's completely blanked at my head. Who's at the top of the league? Inter and Napoli, of course. However, I will go with Marco Carneschi on the goal. And just a quick, before we move into the defence, which will hopefully go in the next half an hour, and we'll go to song break at the hour. Let's do a quick run through the fixtures and the scores at the doors. The FA Cup games are just about to kick off. Rosengard are now 2-0 down to Eintracht Frankfurt in their first game in Denmark. Yeah, that's Denmark, Rosengard. And Sankt Pölten now 2-1 down to Brann. Barcelona Benfica kicks off in half an hour's time. Let's move to the defensive line then. Of course, it is classic, 4 at the back. Any variation you want? This could be a weird 2-2 formation. This could be...
Bro, you said a 4-3-3. What the hell?
No. It is 4-3-3. The variations will come in the midfield. I'm taking a mickey. Anyways, left back. Or just defenders. Name me your back line, because I'm writing all this down.
It has to be 4 in the back?
Yeah, 4 at the back.
Okay.
4 at the back, left back, 2 centre-backs and a right back.
Okay, well, at right back, this might be a little controversial. It is a name, but it's Lucas Vazquez. I mean, he's on Real Madrid's bench. Nobody really cares about him.
Right.
He's behind Carvajal. He's in his shadow, but genuinely a really quality footballer, I feel like. And I feel like he could be it's a little questionable, but
I don't know.
I think he could get a shout for underrated.
Do you think he would? Does he have the quality, in your opinion, to be starting game in, game out?
Yeah, I think so. I genuinely think so. Lucas. There was a few years ago where Carvajal was injured. And Lucas Vazquez stepped up at right back, and we were really close to winning La Liga up until Vazquez tore his ACL. He used to be our right winger. He used to be like a bench right winger. He converted to right back and became a really quality footballer. But living in Carvajal's shadow is tough.
Sure. Okay.
In my opinion.
I respect that. And I think arguably Danny Carvajal is one of the best defenders in the world. I don't think that's...
He's had a real resurgence this season. Yeah, Carvajal's unbelievable.
I don't think that's too stupid for me to say that. And is it Rogue?
Bro, you have done my listing now. It's like, you are doing
What have I done?
Bro, I got Carvajal on my damn... I got Carvajal on the list. It's like,
Carvajal cannot be on that list.
We will have this discussion.
Okay, no. Too bad he is a sub, I will say. He's not in my first 11. So I was going to put him as a sub. So I'm going to have to replace my sub option now, but I've got a very good candidate for that. But the reason why I was going to say that Carvajal was sort of underrated was because he's injured all the time. He's at least injured half the season, the entire time. Yeah. He's phenomenal when he plays, don't get me wrong. He's probably arguably one of the best right backs in the world.
Absolutely.
Easily. But he's just injured all the time. Can you actually, the same story with sort of Reece James, in my opinion.
Yeah, sure.
One of the best right backs when he plays.
Yeah.
But does he actually play?
Yeah,
exactly.
I will say, past few years he's been better with injuries. He's gotten healthier.
That's exactly what I put him on. Because he's gotten better. He's not got injured this season.
He was crucial in our Champions League season. He had a down year last year, but now he's having a real resurgence. Carvajal is unbelievable.
That's what I put him in. Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, that's noted down, and I've just completely forgotten the name, and I was going to write it down.
Lucas
Vazquez. There you go. Mind drew a blank. Lenny, your first defender.
Defense first. Oh, Okay.
So, where are you playing him? It sounds
Right back.
Right back. Cool.
If he goes for his right back, I'll go for my right back. I'm going for Mohamed Simica from RB Leipzig and France. He has been overpowered this season. He's playing on the defense for RB Leipzig, and I'll just he starts every single game basically for them now.
Sure.
Over years, I've always been a fan of his, but now he's starting for Leipzig. He's got
some caps of French under 21s
He's got some caps
as
for
well.
the French team. He's got some good stats defensively. 27 clearances, 14 headed clearances, 17 interceptions, 71% of his tackles he's won. So he's been putting in performances as right back. So that's my first defender, Mohamed Simica.
Arguably should be France's number one choice for right back, but only doesn't get in purely because he's more of a right wing back than a right back. So, but 100% get a point.
Really good shout there. Again, Lenny, you've done well to not come in with a typically rogue opinion. Such as
Lenny.
Such as, for example, who was going to win the double a few years ago?
It was PSG.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I think it was a certain Spurs that you said was going to win the double. So
I'm seeing this 3 years after. It was a misunderstood point.
Okay. So what was your point then? What was your point?
Thank you. Finally, let me talk.
So what was your point?
My point was, I said at that start of the season, on my prediction, I had put Spurs to be top of the league. I didn't say Champions League anything. I just said Spurs would win a trophy that year, but they didn't win a trophy that year. So finally, I can say my point. I did not say they would win a double. I just said they would win a trophy.
Okay.
We'll stop bullying you about it.
Okay.
Let's move on.
We will bully you instead for the fact that you said Spurs would be top of the table. Anna, your defender of any position, doesn't have to be right back, whoever you want to name.
I don't know. Cedric Suarez? Not Suarez.
Cedric Suarez.
Not Suarez.
Yes, Suarez. Cedric Suarez, aka the one player that Lenny and Niall couldn't shut up about on EFL trophy commentary of Arsenal under 21s.
Because
Which team?
well, he Arsenal and then Fulham.
Yeah, so it is Cedric Suarez. It is Cedric Suarez. Okay. How is Cedric Suarez underrated? Tell me.
He is to me because I wasn't in that EFL commentary box where they were banging on about him. Because he
You spoke about him twice, but you were also saying on the commentary, oh yeah, well, one of the big names on the pitch today, Cedric Suarez, is in the squad.
Because my entire focus with this thing has been, okay, teams that have star players, like Arsenal have Bukayo Saka. So he was the Suarez was the one that finished off one of Saka's goals in like 21 or 22.
Sure.
Then have they stayed at the club or have they gone somewhere else? Okay, he was at Fulham, who are not Arsenal.
Yes.
And then I was reading an article where people were quite surprised about him being included in the Champions League squad.
Yeah, sure.
Which makes me think underrated. But then that also could be, is he just rubbish? But I don't think he is.
I mean, 34.
That's what I was thinking, age.
34 caps for Portugal. 34 caps for Portugal ain't bad. So I'm guessing you're playing him at right back. That's generally where his position would be. Yeah, not a bad. I think right now maybe isn't as underrated, but arguably in the past maybe he was underrated. I think in that position maybe he was going to be playing that good role. I mean, he's only played one game this year, which was the Exeter City game. The academy game. And what was the score of that game again, Lenny? Remind us, please. Oh yeah, 5-0. 5-0, yeah. Casual 5-0 with the 5-0. The 5 goals in 25 minutes was the 9-0 loss to Reading in EFL Trophy. So yes, it's gone really well for Exeter City in the EFL Trophy this year.
The game he played wasn't in that. It was the Nuremberg club friendly he played.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I've got a cap here in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy.
Well done.
Yes, the Bristol Street Motors Trophy. We have a new name for the Pizza Cup. It's now called the Bristol Street Motors Trophy.
Honestly, I've lost all my notes. My computer won't work, so I'm kind of going off thin air at the moment.
You know what? Vibes. Just vibes.
It's just decided to stop working.
So, yeah, pure vibes. Cedric Suarez in the team, pure vibes. Marlo, your pick.
Darting across the field to left back, going for Maximilian Mittelstadt, who plays as left back for Stuttgart.
There's going to be so many Stuttgart players.
That pick, yeah, Fez. Is that, Lenny, you are nodding your head there. Is that hard? Is that valid?
It's nice because I don't even know who that is, but he sounds like a cool player.
So basically, you're saying it's valid just because it sounds like it.
No, he sounds good. He's nearly, how old is he now? He is 26.
Maximilian Mittelstadt.
26, so he's starting to enter the sort of, I guess, the peak maybe of his career, you could say. But 44 tackles won. I'd say, very, very underrated player.
Let's have a look at his kind of backstory. Yeah, so he was at Hertha Berlin, and then he made the move this year to VfB for only 500,000 euros, which ain't bad going. Are you playing with left back? Because apparently can play left mid as well if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'd put him as more of a defensive role.
Okay,
yeah.
no, I
put him
respect
at left
that.
back. Yeah.
I respect that. But 9 appearances in the Bundesliga with 1 assist. Ain't bad from left back, is it? And he's also tall as well, 1.80 m. So he's got that aerial attacking threat as well.
Seems to be one of those players that can, if needs be, can place himself anywhere. Lead maybe counter attacks as well.
Yeah.
Long ball throughs and all that. So I think really, really well-rounded player. Yeah.
5 caps and 1 goal for the German under-21s too. Not a bad pick, Marlo. And you've slightly redeemed yourself after what was perhaps a slightly shaky pick of Andre Onana as your underrated goalkeeper.
Thank you.
Sungwook, your turn.
My sort of defensive lineup is a bit more like a tribute to Luke Murray Russell, who isn't here. And if you don't know him, he's a dedicated Wolves fan on the team. But so I've a little bit of homage. I've gone 2 Wolves defenders. But I think I've always mentioned when mentioning sort of Wolves players, they love to kind of drag other players into a swamp because that's what it feels like. Swimming in the swamp. This is what it felt like to watch sort of Wolves play. So I feel like that's a testament to good defense. But I didn't really know until this season whether it was because the defenders are good or it was just the tactics they operated. But they're proving now that it is the defense that's actually really good. And so I've gone sort of Nelson Semedo as the right back.
Ooh.
Highly underrated defender,
Now,
in my opinion.
Can I say this?
Go on.
Luke Murray Russell has said
he hates him, doesn't he?
He has said some very angry things about Nelson Semedo and has argued that he is not fit for purpose. What is your perspective that is making you think that he is an underrated player? Because some Wolves fans, including Luke, disagree with you on this.
I think I think the best thing about the Wolves squad is their defense. So I think it's very easy to get outshined in that defense, in that lineup, especially the attack going through Ait Nouri on the other side. But I think Semedo going forward, good. He can dribble the ball. I think there is one condition to him being good, though. He needs to stay on the flanks. I don't think he can operate when he moves inside. I think that's Luke's issue with him, personally.
Yeah.
But
do you think he suits that right back or right wing back role more? Obviously not for this draft, but actually playing, do you think he suits that right wing back or right back role more?
No, he's good at defending. I don't think he's good at defending.
You'd have him actually as a half back, not as...
I wouldn't mind him as a half back, no.
Not on the wing back.
I think if it's a hybrid formation, what an Arsenal does, if you chuck on the right bank up, I think he can do that. But I think he's more than proven to be good in a 4 at the back situation. So I'm gonna pick him no matter what.
Good stuff.
And also, I do need to pair him. I'll go straight into centre back position as well because I need to pair him with Max Kilman in order for him to be actually fully good.
Max Kilman. Now I actually rate this. I actually rate Max Kilman. Why have you picked him?
Because he's solid. But that is my main reason. Because I think he does sort of kind of number one reason, incredibly pacey. Incredibly pacey for a centre back. And I think for a team like that, to have when you're sort of operating that low block and you have that pace, that is a tough thing to get through. And that's exactly what sort of Wolves do. Obviously, slightly different system this year under Gary O'Neill, but I still think my point applies. Gary
O'Neill, who's split the fan base, let's say, in terms of whether or not he is worth it in terms of being at the club at least and being manager. Yeah, so you know what, actually, Max Kilman, I respect that. Has he picked up international caps? I forget.
I don't think so, no.
I forget if he picked up under 21 caps.
Yeah, he definitely has under 21 caps, but he is English, and English defense is stacked at the moment, so he's not getting in any time.
He's also got 25 international caps for the futsal England team.
Oh,
so it's a shame that one Mikhail Shlover is not here right now, of course, proud member of the Futsal 2s in the Bucks League. It's a shame that he's not here to shout proudly about futsal. Do you want to know an even funnier thing? Have a guess to which team he played for in Buckinghamshire. Marlow Football Club. Whee! Marlow Football Club, whee!
Big
Love
shout
it,
outs.
love it.
Big shout out in the Isthmian League South Central. Well, that's 9th tier, I think. Anyway, so you've given me 2 defenders there, so I will block you, or I won't go back to you for
Wait,
the
what?
next round. Well, no, it's in so everyone's.
Oh no, I was
picks
about to
them
say, yeah.
fairly.
I was about to say.
So I will give my first defender. I will go for the centre backs, and I will go for Conor Shaughnessy at Portsmouth. 27 years old. Portsmouth have been arguably the story of the EFL. So strong. They lead League One. They're unbeatable right now. And he's an under-21 former player with Ireland. And this Portsmouth side has been so strong in terms of trying to kind of keep clean sheets this year. And he's picked up 2 goals, 1 assist in League One this season. I really rate him. I really rate Conor Shaughnessy. I'm expecting him to get a move up into either the Championship if they don't go up this year, or maybe even to, I mean, arguably like Jay Stansfield had, could move up to an academy of a Premier League side. I mean, so far this season, Portsmouth have conceded only 12 goals in 16 games. Now, you can't argue against that, can you? Conor Shaughnessy, I think, has got to be up there in that conversation. Portsmouth look like, I think, one of the best teams in the EFL, of course, behind Leicester, who are having arguably one of the best seasons ever in the Championship history, which is nuts because last season we all thought Burnley couldn't do much better. And now looks like Leicester are doing their hardest to try and challenge as well. So it will be at centre-back in my 11, Conor Shaughnessy for Portsmouth. So let's continue now with the defensive line. And let's go back the other way, so it's fair in terms of who's got the first pick. Marlow, your second defender.
My second defender, and the person I'll be putting at one of my centre-backs, is Jonathan Condy, who plays for Lens.
Okay,
Lens,
Lens.
I would say.
Okay, that's interesting. Lens, of course, who are very high up in the
Currently
League
sitting
One table.
very high up in the League One table,
doing well, really.
doing very well, scoring an absolute clutch goal against Marseille the other day.
Yes.
Proving that he can be...
What a goal.
I know, incredible stuff. Proving that he can. Similarly to... where was it? The guy that I picked last time. Where is he gone?
You picked
there he is, yeah.
Mittelstadt.
Mittelstadt, similarly, can finds himself as a player who can be played in any position, basically. Yes, he's central as a defender, but if needs be, he can be part of the set pieces and find himself upfield or leading counter-attacks. And so I think, I'd say he's one of my centres.
So grab it there in your list, and you know what? I actually really rate that pick, and I actually, obviously he's got that goal scoring ability. I mean, he's on the older side, but arguably that's something you expect if you are a team like Lens, because they've seen a massive rise recently, and kind of over his career, he was at Tor. He was at Tor FC, which is, I believe, a Nacional third-tier side. I mean, arguably, does he? This is the thing, is that you can be an underrated player and not be looking to get that move away and get that big money move. You can be an underrated player and be older. You don't have to be a young baller who's 18 who's going to move from the EFL to the Premier League. I mean, you're agreeing there, Andre.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Got a few old bowlers in my team. So.
Yeah, good on you. But really good pick there. I really rate that. And yes, if you missed the name, Jonathan Grady will now be at centre-back. Anna, your pick.
I'm going to rep Bristol again. Well, not again. You've repped Bristol. Yeah. I'm repping Bristol. Cal Naismith.
Yeah, Cal Naismith, yeah.
Cal Naismith, even.
Cal Naismith. Why?
Well, because I don't...
Is it because Robbins?
No, it's because I want a player...
Lenny's just asked... Lenny's just given me a look of, what do you mean by Robbins? What is their nickname?
I was picking him because I want someone that's a bit more versatile. Like, he's been scoring goals but he can play defence, he can play midfield, he can play striker. So I went... And he's a little bit older. I think I've picked some quite young players. Or not, my last player wasn't young. My goalkeeper's young, so I need some...
Yeah.
Need some older people in the team that have experience.
Experienced heads,
that can also score goals if necessary.
Yeah, experienced heads, yeah.
And I know I just wanted something for Bristol in there.
Oh, you know what? I respect that. Cal Naismith. Yeah, and actually that's a name I've known for a bit of a time. Sort of, he was in the Scottish League, I believe. Yeah, he was a Rangers youth player, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And
he was at Luton, and then he rejected staying there.
Yeah, kind of Wigan, Portsmouth, Hartlepool, Aki, Cowdenbeath, Partick. I mean, kind of actually pretty good player for that sort of, let's say, lower second tier to sort of higher third tier level, and he's done really well actually playing for Bristol City.
And Bristol, and like we were saying earlier, Bristol City's sort of falling apart a bit at the moment. I just hear people from home just complaining, what are they doing?
You hate to see it, but arguably right now, given they've just sacked Nigel Pearson, I'm not very positive about what's going to happen with them. And also, why did they bring in? I've forgotten his name now, but the Oxford United manager came in, and Oxford United, who at one point were on the top of League One, he's gone to a Bristol City team that might be a sinking ship. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that's just my opinion. And were you playing him? Are you playing him left back, centre back?
Centre back. Oh, actually, no, I'm lying.
Or where will you play him?
Probably. It depends. I've got a centre back.
Yeah,
I need
that's
to check.
fine. Yeah, so far you have a right back.
Yeah, I'll put him at left back for now.
Left back. Okay. Yep, he goes at left back. So that is one half of your back line sorted out, Anna. And let's move on now. Lenny.
Oh, I'm going to go for Jean-Claire Todibo.
And who does he play for? Because I do not want to transcribe that, and I do not know what the words would be.
Nice.
Nice, there you go. Thank you. Thank you.
So he is one of my players who, there'll be a common theme in this of redemption arc players.
Okay, nice.
So
cool.
he got kicked. He didn't get kicked off the squad, but he wasn't allowed, as in because of his attitude. He was sold He was sold from Barcelona because of his attitude.
Right.
So then, but now slowly but surely he's becoming better. His attitude's been sorted out. Now he's starting for Nice, and he's got them very well this season, second in the Liga. So yeah, and Man United are looking to sign him. So look forward to possibly seeing him for the team.
I'm going to jump in here. If you're a player that is being considered by Manchester United as a potential replacement for Raphael Varane, are you actually underrated?
Yes.
With how Manchester United are playing, then yeah.
But is he? Is he actually underrated? If there is an article that was released 8 hours ago
by who?
saying Manchester United consider January move for Nice star Jean-Claire Todibo.
Just means the scouts are doing a good job.
That means.
But is he underrated or is he rated?
I can call it out. I've said Sacha Boey, linked to Man United. A few weeks ago, he was underrated. I've said Kudus.
Are you saying that you are
underrated.
Fabrizio of XpressionFM?
No, I'm saying as in these players are going called underrated, and then they get a big I'm not saying.
But Man United are in dire straits. They need players.
But is he underrated if there are press reports that he is going to replace Raphael Varane and maybe Lisandro Martinez?
They're trying to rate. They're trying to rate him up. They're trying to drum up interest. So that proves the point that he is underrated. Because if he wasn't underrated, they wouldn't say anything.
All right, let me summarize this. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me summarize this, okay? I'll tell you how it is. He's underrated until Fabrizio Romano says he isn't. Done.
Yep, that's fair.
Yes, there you go. Until we get the infamous "here we go," he's underrated. I will give it to you. Jean-Claire Todibo makes his way into. Was it kind of what's your team name again? Was it Lenny FC or something like that? Or
my team?
Yeah, my team. Really original name that. My team. And we're gonna now move on. Andre.
All right. Well, I'll go left back.
Yep.
Might be controversial. But
hit me.
He's more of like left midfielder, attacks more, but Riquelme. If you play for Atleti, under Simeone, if you're at that left mid, you're gonna be doing a lot of defending. To be fair, so I'll put him at left back.
Okay.
Riquelme, he did a good shift on loan at Girona last year. You know.
Yeah, and Girona. Well, Girona these days doing incredibly well because they're top of the table. Yeah.
Exactly,
My words, but. Yeah, Girona is a tough. It's a tough shift. I agree.
Yeah, he did a good shift, and he came
you are
in.
Playing him in a really defensive way, though. Right winger, attacking midfielder.
He's
playing him at left back.
Well, if Simeone does it, I can do it too. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, all right. And also, he was also on loan at Bournemouth.
Oh,
He was on loan at Bournemouth as well.
I knew him from his Girona days, but
Wow.
I mean, it's impressive. This guy came in straight from loan onto the Atleti starting lineup to replace Carrasco, who went to
Not bad, is it?
Saudi, was it? I can't remember. But
Yeah.
He's
Well,
been doing a great job. Good shift.
14 caps for Spain under 21s with 5 goals. Ain't bad stats, are they? Ain't bad. I'll give that to you. So that is Rodrigo Riquelme, because there is another. That will be Rodrigo Riquelme, who will be on Andre's team, and he's starting at left back, slightly more defensive role. However, that's okay. That's fine by me, because as long as you're not playing a striker at centre back, everything is okay. I will take some leniency with this. So
Thank you.
let's go for my second defensive player. And I think it's somebody who plays in one of the biggest teams in Europe right now. However, arguably doesn't get sometimes the credit maybe for being that part of the team. Shoot me down, Stefan de Vrij.
I wouldn't say that's a bad shout, to be fair.
Stefan de Vrij.
I don't think that's a bad shout.
Because I think that he is
borderline.
underrated in terms of that crop of players that went from Ajax and moved away. I think he's the person who kind of arguably was most underrated out of all of them.
It's borderline. I don't know. He's a pretty well known center back. I feel like.
Yeah, but
Especially,
he can be well known, but also be underrated. Stefan de Vrij. Or Feyenoord, not Ajax even, excuse me. But the Dutch players, kind of batch of the Dutch players that came out of the Ajax and Feyenoord academies as
I don't
well.
know how I feel about that. He's like pretty recognized as a world
Yeah,
class.
he's recognised, but I'm also saying he's underrated too, because I think that there are other players in that inter team who maybe get more credit or got more credit last year in that run than Stefan de Vrij.
All right. You're the host.
I'm,
You know what?
I'm also open to scrutiny. So if you disagree, tell me.
You know what? I agree with Joe on this one, actually. Like, I don't mind Stefan de Vrij, purely because, you know, actually, I sort of need to back my own point here for the next pick. So this is part of the reason why I'm doing it. But on another note, like, I do think that he gets overshadowed by his partner in crime, Bastoni. I think that's the main thing.
Totally agree. As someone who watches Serie A, I totally agree.
And also, I think because Inter Milan, they have a relatively thin squad, I think, especially defensively. He's sort of the player that needs to play every single game for them. And, you know, I sort of have a fondness for players that kind of can do that, I think. And so I think he's underrated in sort of a different facet than necessarily ability, but sort of his ability to always be available and kind of give 100% for the team. Yeah.
All right. I respect it.
Well, thank you. Well, I'm not asking for you to respect it, because if you disagree, tell me, because that's the whole point of this.
No.
Well, the whole point of this format is that it is a bit of a laugh, and we are having some controversial opinions. So that's just as well. But yeah, I will stick with it. Stefan de Vrij as the centre back. Let's go back the other way now to make it more fair. So this will be your. Well, no, it switches, because in theory this is the draft. So if you name one other player, two people can't name one player on two teams.
I just meant I'm in the same position each time.
Yeah. Excuse me. Well. Oh well. So another defender, Andre.
All right. Questionable. Maybe you guys will tag me for this.
That's a great start.
I don't know if you guys follow La Liga. This is almost an exclusively La Liga team, by the way. So you guys might be annoyed, but I'm gonna go Lenormand. How do you guys feel about him?
I have no
I
idea
rate-
who that man is.
Who does he play for?
Sociedad. Okay. Well, if people don't know who he is, then I'll put
No, I
him on
don't.
his team.
Who does he play for? Sorry, was that?
Real Sociedad.
Sociedad. Nice.
Who have become one of the best teams in Spain.
Yeah, they have actually. And they're
for
in.
sure.
Was it Europa League or Conference League? They're in.
No, Champions League.
Champions League.
They're right through the
Yes.
next round.
Yeah, they are,
They
yeah,
dominated
yeah.
Benfica the other day.
Yeah.
Sociedad this year, past 2 years, have been like a really good team.
Yeah,
And
nice.
Lenormand's been consistently one of the better center backs in La Liga, especially on that
Yeah.
team. So
Yeah. I mean,
he's definitely a player that could get a big prem move. Absolutely, he's a very quality center
11
back.
11 matches played so far. He's picked up a goal. Ain't bad that for a defender. A really interesting player actually. Kind of Spanish national team.
Yeah, he's
formerly at Brest.
He's like Basque. I think he's French, but
Yes,
he chose Spain
yes,
because
French Spanish.
it's hard to become a French national team center
Yeah,
back.
and also there isn't such a thing as the Basque team as there is for the Catalan team, for example, because you also saw those kind of mental games when you had like half the Barcelona team playing for Catalan every now and then, which is good fun. No, really good pick actually, and kind of his market value. I mean, transfer market is calling it 35 million. So obviously people are starting to rate him a bit more now. But
exactly,
I will give you that, and I will give you that he is going to be an underrated centre back. He's in your squad, Lenny.
Let's go.
This is a player who I want to sign for United. Not me personally, but as in I wanted to sign for United years ago. He had an unfortunate way he got released by Dortmund, but now he's coming back slowly. Dan Axel Zagadou for Stuttgart.
I had him as well.
And the rules come back to bite.
He's been a player since I was the Akanji Zagadou partnership. I would always hype up to my friends, but they were like, "Why would United try and sign either? They're not good." But I'm telling you, watch, they're going to be really good players. Turns out, Akanji's turned out to be not underrated anymore. But Zagadou slowly got released from Dortmund, but now he's come back to Stuttgart in September 2022. And now this season, he's been playing very well with Stuttgart at third in the league right now. He's been starting games very well. So that's why I put Zagadou as my second centre-back.
That's such an FM shout as well. He's
Oh,
so
it
good on
is.
FM. He's so good.
Oh, you just know it's the sort of players that are just kind of potential wonder kids in career mode or FM, aren't they?
Mate, he's up there with Christopher Ayer on that game. He's
Oh,
unbelievable.
my word.
Oh my God.
I've only played FM a few times, but I know what you're mentioning there. So Dan Axel Zagadou, and now have I caught you short, Anna?
No,
you
but
have a recovery pick.
Yeah. But that means, okay, I'll just have to think of another substitution. Lucas Klosterman. Yeah, I said it right, actually. RB Leipzig, they're fourth? Third?
Actually, before I do that, Lenny, where are you playing Zagadou? Left back or centre back?
His main position, centre-back.
Centre back, okay. No, because he could play left back if you wanted to with his foot.
But no, he normally does. He always plays centre-back.
All right, cool. Sorry, Anna.
That's all right. Obviously, he's been at Leipzig for quite a while. He's had injuries. So then he was offered a leave and he didn't take it. And then he worked his way back up to the first team. And according to one article from The Hard Tackle, allegedly Barcelona is looking for him in the transfer window. But that's only because that's just their theory. I read the article. Title is really baity. That's because they might not be able to get Cancelo on permanent, and so they'll have to look for other people, and they've just gone, oh, look at Klosterman. So if that makes him not underrated, I don't know if that does on your view. I think he is, because
you know what, I will give you that. I mean, he's been playing for the German national team since 2019, so not that long he's been playing, and you have to say that actually I think RB Leipzig has been on that kind of that rise so quickly that I think most of those players are underrated.
But and it's also it's also the fact that he stayed loyal to the team, and he managed to work his way back up, even within the squad, when he had injuries.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, definitely. I I really like that pick. Let's go with Lucas Klosterman in your team. That one won't go. Hopefully Anna hasn't taken your pick, Marlo.
No,
give me your. Was that third defender?
Yeah, my second centre back, Ipswich, is Luke Wolfenden.
Very good pick. Very good pick. And I haven't gone for them, but I nearly did.
Ipswich are having an absolute barnstorming season.
One of the best teams in England.
Oh, for sure. And I think that Wolfenden has been playing very well too, himself being a really orchestral part of their defence, sort of commanding it in the centre back position. But he was my next pick.
Really good season for him, and I love to get some more EFL players on this list, because we all know that the best league in the world is EFL League One, of course, and the second best league in the world is the EFL Championship. And it's a shame there aren't any EFL fans on this table right now. There might have been if other things had happened, but there aren't any EFL fans on this table right now. No fans of Sutton, no fans of Cardiff City. So
Lenny and I over here rock with Hull City.
Yeah, Hull City. Yeah, go Tigers, and all that. Well, I'm gonna Hull City Tigers. Do you remember when they tried to rename that team to Hull City Tigers about 5 years ago, and there was a massive uproar? It was 10 years ago. They tried to change the name, and the fans all started boycotting games because we are not the Hull City Tigers, because they were owned by I think it was the guy who owned Fulham, was it? And who put the Michael Jackson statue up outside the stadium.
Joseph Terry, TMI. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, excuse me. Right then, let's go for my other pick. Mate, I've got 2 hours to fill. So,
Well, we still got to do about 3 more defenders.
okay, right then. Quick one. Defenders, left back, Leonardo Spinazzola. Leonardo Spinazzola. Yep. Underrated at Roma. Really good performance in the Euros. Underrated performer there. And because I love Serie A and I love Calcio, I love Italian football, I will have to go for some Italian players in the squad. Leonardo Spinazzola deserves a spot at left back.
No, he's a brilliant player. Don't get me wrong. Is he underrated though? I think he's arguably the best left back or right back that Italy has basically. So can you really? I know Italy didn't make it to they didn't make it to the World Cup. I know, but this is from a Euro League.
Are we saying that this
winning
is?
Squad.
Are we saying that this is an invalid opinion?
Well, right now I'm seeing on Andre's screen, Leandro Spinazzola, welcome to Manchester. You know the compilation that they always make?
Nah, I've got the exact same one on my
TikTok
Google
edits
too.
already being made.
I have got the same one on my Google as well.
No, I rate it. He's not left back people consider world class all the time.
And also Roma are having a really difficult season this year. So
No, they are.
I actually think in terms of Serie A players, I think he's underrated right now at Roma.
But as an Italian player, is he?
Oh yeah, no, not as an Italian player, but as a player for Roma, yes.
Oh, he's getting away with a technicality.
I am. Leonardo Spinazzola at left back. Quickly then, Sungwook, finish off your defensive line.
Mate, I only said 2 defenders so far.
Oh, you
Yeah.
said you paired
No.
Nelson Semedo with
Yeah, I only
another
said
guy?
2.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Oh.
Go. Sorry.
Oh,
Excuse
he's
me.
good.
I just missed you.
No, so I'll go, all right, I'll go for 2. So I'll go for 2 again, basically. So, all right. So this is where the controversy comes in, and which is why I've been allowing all these technicalities from Joseph Terry this evening. But and so
Thank you,
I've
my
gone
friend.
for my left centre back. I've gone Gabriel, as this is the Arsenal bias starting to come through a little bit. Yeah,
Gabriel Magalhaes.
Gabriel Magalhaes, yes.
One of the most rated centre backs.
He's so rated.
Hear me out. This is my logic, okay? He had De Vrij, okay? So this is my logic. De Vrij, sorry.
De Vrij is less rated
No,
than
no.
Gabriel Magalhaes.
Gabriel was probably one of the most rated centre backs in the league.
No, I think though that's the thing is I think he gets overshadowed by William Saliba.
Yeah, but that's still you would ask. Okay, you give a list of I asked my mate who's the best centre backs in the Prem. Gabriel will be named in that list.
Okay, that's true.
This is hard, I feel like.
I feel like if you say it as like an Arsenal player, Arsenal defender, I think I can't have a point, but I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just hard to name a starting center back for a top 5 English team as underrated for me. That's how I feel.
Oh.
Difficult when they're such a high profile player for such
We'll
a
give
high
it to
profile
him.
team.
We'll give it to him.
I mean, I've got some.
And
I've got
you're playing him
left centre back.
you're centre back.
I do have a sub option. Like, I can't lie.
Yeah, okay,
but,
go for it.
I do have. Then again, I'm gonna get I'm gonna get hate for this as well. I've got Nathan Ake.
Hang on, Nathan Ake.
I've got Nathan Ake.
Nathan Ake.
Okay, that is outrageous.
No,
that is not allowed.
That's also if you name the best defenders in the Prem. Nathan Ake.
That is
No,
not
no.
allowed.
I wouldn't say he comes up on the list. I see your argument about Gabriel. I don't think he comes up on the list as one of the best defenders. I don't think so. Because especially in terms of his versatility, because he does a brilliant job on the left back side. He does a brilliant job.
We'll give it to you, but this is some fraudulence.
As a left back, I can understand.
Okay.
As
So
a
if I put him as a left back,
yeah, I can understand.
I'll put him as a
Okay,
left back.
fairs. But yeah, right.
Okay,
You
this-
have it at left back.
Okay.
You have him at left back. Marlo, your last defender.
My last defender is Hamari Traore, who currently plays
Ooh,
for
Is
yes.
this Aston Villa?
Real Sociedad.
Oh, okay.
Interesting, yeah.
Been playing very well for Sociedad at the moment. Also, he's captain of the Mali team too, and he's is quite the trend with a lot of defenders. 31 years old, quite an old baller, as you would say. But I think in defensive positions, that experience is something that is really looked on favourably.
Yeah,
So
really
I'd
good
say-
season so far.
Yeah,
for him.
definitely.
Really good season.
Yeah, he's been a very quality right back. I feel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been really good. And Mali are actually an underrated African team, honestly, because they've also got on their team they've got of course Bissouma. Basuma plays for Mali as well.
Mali have got a couple of names.
Yeah, Mali
you
have got
probably realise.
Actually a more stacked squad than you might expect. So that's 2 defences cleaned up. Anna, your final starting defender.
Give me one. Do you want to go to Lenny quickly?
Yep,
Because I just got to get something.
All yours. Left back.
Lenny, what do you think? I'm going to go with Benjamin Hendricks.
You speak to yourself.
Why are you talking about yourself in the third
I was going to
person?
say,
Andre said something.
What
there.
are you talking about yourself in the third
I was
person?
expecting to get called up so that I...
Mate,
So
why are you talking about yourself in the third person?
having some sort of out-of-body experience.
Look, I got caught off guard, so I was like, I didn't know what to say. So I was like, so I'm gonna go with
Well, so
Benjamin.
you just repeat yourself.
I don't know you didn't know what to say, so you disregarded all lexicon, grammar, and everything.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go with Benjamin Hendricks from
Okay.
RB Leipzig, and I've put him in because I've forgotten why I put in. He's a good defender. No. But as in, let me.
What a great reason that is.
No, as in, I've always hyped him up. Been a good defender. This season, he's been playing for RB Leipzig, similar to Simikan. He's also been very well. He's very good this season, and I would say he's helped keep loads of clean sheets this season. Been good defensively.
Yep.
Tackling's been very good. So I'd say Benjamin Hendricks is my other centre back.
Good stuff. I'll go to Andre first before we go back to you, Anna. Andre, your final defender.
All right.
You need a centre back, by the way.
Yep. And I do have a center back. It's David Garcia, Osasuna's center back. Osasuna have been a team that have emerged the past few years, the consistently top 10 La Liga side.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Impressive Copa del Rey final run last year.
275 appearances.
Yeah,
for Osasuna.
he's been there through the
It's
second
beautiful.
division all the way up to first.
Wow.
He's become a really quality center back in La Liga.
Real trooper for the team.
Yeah,
Real trooper.
exactly.
And
I
this
respect
is
that a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
This is why I love these sort of 11s, because I didn't know him until then, and it could that is someone I can now name. It's like, well, I know he's a kind of one club player. Do you want me to give my pick first, Anna? Or are you
No, I
good?
think I've got one.
Good.
Connor Cody from Leicester. Yes. And the reason
Some
I'm
people would
arguing,
argue overrated.
Really?
Some Wolves fans.
no.
Some Wolves fans would argue that Connor Cody's overrated.
well, the reason I'm going underrated. Okay, it's kind of a stretch, really.
Stretch it as far as you can.
No, don't. I don't think it's a stretch. I think you have a good point. Go on.
Okay, well, no, but I feel like I'm not going to make the point you're expecting. Anyway, he was at Everton, obviously, big part of that team until Frank Lampard was replaced by he was
replaced by Dyche. Yeah, Dyche.
and then he fell out of favour because there were 2 other players that had played under Dyche at Burnley. So there I'm coming in with the underrated. He then fell out of favour, wasn't kept on for the season, moved on to Leicester,
Now he's tearing it up.
got an injury in pre-season. So he hasn't been able to play that much for Leicester, which is why I was going on one of those. Lenny's nodding, which is making me feel better, because Lenny's been giving me side eyes the whole night.
Exposed.
There's no escaping that.
Please, I'm sorry.
Just catching strays left,
So-
right, and centre.
Call out. I love it.
Which is why I was going underrated, because the injury plus the Frank Lampard, he was fine under Frank Lampard, but then when Frank Lampard was replaced, then he fell out of favour. But he was still playing, he's still been playing well, and Leicester City are doing great. So
Good stuff. So I will then round out the defenders section before we go to a song break, and we'll go with a player for one of the top clubs in England. This will be, and actually this was a statement that was echoed by one Dimitri Mitchell on his Twitter only recently. And by the way, Dimitri Mitchell's Twitter account is the gift that keeps on giving. Follow it because it is amazing. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, underrated right back. Are we having this?
Huh?
Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
I can sense a lot of confusion in the room at the moment.
You know what? I don't mind that pick, but I think for this season's Man United, I think it's hard to put him in. Honestly,
No,
last
he's
season,
rated enough. I rate him. Everyone.
I think he's
majority
underrated.
people-
dude, you're a Man United.
Now,
fan.
I think he's
No,
underrated.
even put Man United fan aside.
I think he's underrated. I think that he is hamstrung by a terrible Manchester United defence that is shocking around him, and he is one of the bright lights, that physical, defensive, and also attacking presence. Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Okay, attacking presence I have a problem with, but
Oh, yeah.
everything else he said, yeah.
Not
that's
attacking,
sure.
but that sort of defensive enforcer position.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think Wan-Bissaka gets a bad rap because he's surrounded by centre backs and left backs that sometimes don't provide him with the best coverage, best protection, as it were.
Plays in a system that doesn't fit him.
Yeah, that's what I think.
That's
I
fair,
think,
yeah.
and also I think if you look at him, how he's playing at Crystal Palace, kind of how's he changed from then to there? I also think Aaron Wan-Bissaka's got one of the best slide tackles in the Premier League ever.
Oh, 100%.
And I think that is an underrated skill and quality.
He
these
does
days.
have the longest legs I've ever
Honestly,
seen in my life.
I
Must make it easy. For
I
him.
will put him on my list, and I think that's a really good way to go into a song break. Someone, would you mind kind of going up, or I can do it? I can jump over you, if you mind queuing up a song. And after the break, we will be back with the midfield and with the forwards as well, and hopefully some more controversial hot takes as well on Expression FM. But it's time for us to take a break and time for you to listen to some good tunes, courtesy of Expression FM. So, as someone tries to find a song, and fair enough, I've just really kind of said to sort of, it was a bit last minute, so to be fair.
May I get some cardio?
Pardon? Do the subs? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Subs then. Right in.
Lord.
We'll do the subs. Who is the sub goalkeeper? Who would you go?
We did sub goal.
We done goalkeeper.
Did we?
Yeah.
Defender.
Yeah, we
did.
did.
We did.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
there you go.
Sub
Sub
defenders.
defenders. Oh yeah. Excuse me. Sub defender. Andre.
Okay. This is one that you guys will probably know. Mario Hermoso.
Oh yeah, Mario Hermoso. Yeah. No,
He
I
was
respect that.
Disrespected in Spain for a while, but now he's
I
in
respect
good
that.
form again. Underrated.
Yep. No. I respect that. Yep.
I'm going for Nauf from Frankfurt.
Ooh.
yeah.
Good. Well, he's originally a left back, but Frankfurt are playing him at Cam, but he's being a left back for my team.
We'll give it.
So,
We'll give
yeah,
it. We'll give
I'm
it.
playing left back.
Anna,
I've completely lost my sub. I've actually no idea where they've gone,
Oh,
and
you
I
know
can't
what?
remember their name.
don't worry. Marlo.
Guillermo Maripan, who plays for Monaco.
Nice.
And
yeah.
the Chile
Monaco.
national team as well.
Monaco are, really, really good. And I will go, I will go with this person. I will go for Anel Ahmedizic. Anel Ahmedizic, formerly at Sheffield United. Still at Sheffield United. I think he's really underrated, and I think he's one of the really good young players, 24 years old, and a bright spark for the Bosnian national team as well. So have I spun the time to play a song, Sungwook? In fact, he's going to run back and give his substitute defender even.
All right, I'm going to put on my sub in there for the last thing. I'm going to go. Who am I going to go? I was going to go for Tomiyasu or Carvajal, but that's gone out the window.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
All the points you said. So,
Nice.
I'm getting butchered here. But I've gone for Matthew Cash instead. I think he's a very solid
Matty
defender.
Cash, yes.
He's also my sort of FPL sort of pick.
Yeah,
like, every single
he's
year.
class for FPL.
He's
isn't he?
brilliant, and I think going forward, I think he does his job. Going back, he does his job.
You know
Can't
what?
go wrong.
Respect it. I respect that a lot. Thank you for running back in the studio because I'm stuck in a corner here really. So hopefully I will now play you into some good tunes to relax here on Expression FM, and I'll be back very, very soon with TNS. And we're back on the air on TNS for Underrated 11 Draft. Thank you for doing the honours, Sungwook. And now we're going to move away from defenders to midfielders. 3 in the midfield, and of course you can have a bit of freedom with this. You can just do you could just do a left mid, a centre mid, a right mid. You could do some diamonds. You could do a kind of two centre mids and a cam if you wanted. You can even go for DMs and then a centre mid as well. So there is a bit of you could call it a bit of freedom here. So let's start off with Sungwook with your first midfielder.
All right, I'm going to avoid the controversial pick because I do have Gravenberg in there, but I'm going to avoid him for 1 second.
No, I would say he's underrated. I would say he's underrated.
No, I'm going to save it because I see Andre's point about sort of having sort of top 5 teams in there. So I'll put him off for a little bit, and so I'm going to go over to the other side. I have Longstaff at sort of, I forget which Longstaff
Which one?
it is. So yeah,
Sean or
Matty?
Matty?
One of the two.
who's the non-ginger one?
Matty.
They're both ginger.
Matty,
Are they?
I
No,
think.
no.
Matty Longstaff, I think it is.
The one that still plays for Newcastle and one that doesn't.
I think it's Matty
The one that
Longstaff.
plays for Newcastle, yes.
Sean.
Oh, right.
It is Sean, isn't it?
Yeah, Sean's the one that still
Yeah.
plays for.
Oh, Sean. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Because I quite like players that have high work rate in the midfield. It's like that is the one that's sort of underrated attribute in a midfielder, I think. So especially the way he played against Arsenal, I think especially I thought he did a really good job at sort of haggling, sort of attacking players, and going forward he was the first one to sort of jump out at you, and so he was putting away sort of a lot of defenders on his way, and so I think a lot of work rate, a lot of pace. I think he sort of, gets sort of overshadowed by someone like Guimaraes. Obviously a better technical player. But I think Longstaff, technically as well, I think he's slightly underrated as well. So that's why I put him in.
Good stuff. Really good pick, actually. I'll rate that. Marlo, your pick?
Alan Brown, centre midfield for Preston North End.
Okay.
Team who have been tearing it up in the EFL as of late, and gave them the lead in the Lancashire Derby after an absolute screamer to
I saw this goal.
finally put them ahead.
I saw the limbs as well in the away
Absolute
end.
limbs in the away end.
Oh my word!
But
What a moment.
he captains the team to plays for Republic of Ireland national team.
Yes.
It seems like a really a sort of true-born natural leader. Definitely sort of one of the figures that everyone would sort of want to have on their team. Maybe like a school pick or something like that.
Certainly, and he is Preston. Well, these days he is basically Preston through and through. 348 appearances for Preston.
Another real trooper.
Involved in
team.
the playoff final win, the League One in 2015. Signed an 18-month contract firstly in 2014, and he was the club captain. He's been club captain for the last 3 years. My word! I mean, what a kind of one club career that is, and. Yeah, honestly, have to say, Preston North End are not a bad team, and as it stands, they're likely to be one of the challengers in the playoffs, which would be quite something to see, wouldn't it? So, Alan Brown will be on this team. Anna.
Okay, so he's not currently.
That's a good start when you say okay.
Well, he's not currently playing as a midfielder, but that's because Juventus, the manager, is paying him in this wing back type thing.
While you figure out a way to spin this.
No.
While you figure out a way to spin this, I forgot to ask you which positions you're playing him in.
Oh, left centre mid.
Left centre mid for Longstaff, and then for Marlo?
Centre mid.
Okay.
But
cheers.
he
Sorry.
that's fine. But he said he prefers number 8 and he wants to play midfield. So
Cool.
I'm putting him in midfield.
Right.
Weston McKennie. I know. I know he was with Leeds when they got relegated.
Can't be calling him underrated.
He is.
He is underrated.
The fact that the room.
not.
Okay, well, what is your verdict of what do you think he is in that?
I think he's overrated,
No.
Weston McKennie.
See, proves my point.
I
You're
think
calling
he's
him
so overrated.
You're calling
Why
him
do you think he's
overrated when he's a baller.
overrated?
You're
Why do
calling
you think
him
he's
overrated when he's a
overrated?
baller. When you watch him
He's
play,
not
he
a
is
baller.
cold. He is nice.
He was mate. He was boiling hot when he was at Leeds.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about when he was at
opposite
Leeds.
of cold.
I'm talking about Juventus, where he's back now.
He
Juventus,
was
Weston
opposite of
McKennie.
cold at Leeds. He's
we're talking about 23,
lukewarm at
24.
Juventus.
Juventus, Weston McKennie is cold, and I will back it.
Yay!
Okay, we'll calm the argument down for a little bit. Can you tell us why?
Why?
Except for the saying that he's cold.
Come
Okay.
on.
Well, okay, I'm not going off stats and everything. I'm going off when you watch him play.
What, so you get off vibes, are you?
No.
Do them thing. What
When
you
he technical on the ball, off the ball, he has pace, he has skill, he shows everything on the pitch when he plays.
Does he score goals? Does he make assists? Does he do
He's a
anything that
centre.
actually does?
He's centre mid. What do you expect him to like?
He actually did.
How many?
He created in their 3-1 win over Lazio. He was the one that created the assists.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, can I make my argument for
No.
why he's overrated?
Yeah, of course you can.
Please save
Let me
me.
just walk out.
Save me some work.
I see this is how you guys treat your alumni. But I'd love to see. But yes. But so my argument for him being overrated is sort of, I think saying that he's a good player is like saying Adel Tarat's a good player. I think it's the exact same argument.
I mean, streets never forget.
Adel
I think it's
Taarabt-
such a street
but
type
with Adel
player.
Taarabt, it was more like an attitude thing. He didn't try enough to stay long enough to be at the top level.
I'm talking about Adel Taarabt on the pitch. Adel Taarabt. I think
As playing style wise.
no, playing style wise,
Okay.
I think he did not pass the ball. He wanted to dribble. He dragged the ball way too long. Ate up tempo. Weston McKennie has the exact same problem. Also, he doesn't track back.
Okay, but I was putting him in underrated as well because he's American, and we all know how good the US national team is for the
All
men.
right, okay. Where are you playing him then? Where are you playing him?
But because I want to.
Where?
Oh.
Where?
Oh,
Which position?
why?
Which position are you playing him?
Let me check.
Are you playing him cam, right wing, left wing, left mid, right mid, cam, centre mid?
Oh my god, there's so many words.
Yeah, it is a lot of words, yeah.
Go to Lenny and then I'll come back and I'll tell you what I'm playing him in.
Lenny.
I'm sorry about that little excitement over Weston McKennie.
Okay,
I've been a fan of him since he was at Schalke. So
Great. That is really cool for me to know. Go for it.
Says the TMI man himself. Dude, what are you on?
Go for it.
So I'm gonna go for a player who Joseph didn't know was in the EFL. Ozan Tufan. Disrespected one of my favorite players, Ozan Tufan. No disrespect, Ozan Tufan has had one of my favorite redemption arcs ever. You can speak about what you thought about him.
Yeah, back in the day, I mean, there's this. He played for us Euro 2016 Turkish national team, and when Luka Modric scored the winning goal against us, he was like seen brushing his hair, and that clip hasn't been lived down very well in Turkey, so we don't like him very much.
So since then, he has been getting so much disrespect, but now he's slowly making his way back with respect from everyone. Even Andre's starting to respect him now.
Yeah, he's not a national team player yet, but he's working his way
slowly
back
he's
up.
making his way back into the Turkish national team, and then I will be happy that he's back to the level
Are you going to play him right mid, I'm guessing?
right mid.
No, Tufan. Where are you playing him?
A centre
mid.
He's my left centre attacking mid.
Left, okay. Left centre attacking mid. So you have
So
two.
my two cams and then one.
You have two cams. Okay. All right. Cool. So left cam. Anna, have you made a decision where McKennie will go? Because he could go defensive. He could go attacking. Where would you put him, Lenny, in your game, McKennie? McKennie, where would you play McKennie in your opinion? Would you play him in that defensive position or that attacking position?
I'll play him centre mid.
You play him centre mid. Okay. All right.
That's actually where I was thinking, yeah.
Okay, well, centre mid it is then. So Tufan will play as left cam, and then you've got McKennie at centre mid. Andre, your pick.
Well, I needed to include one Turkish player, I feel like.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm going with Salih Özcan.
Ooh, who did you play for?
Dortmund.
Dortmund, nice.
Yeah, Borussia Dortmund. He
Nice.
played national team starter. He's a good defensive midfielder. Highly
Nice.
rated. I like him. I mean, not highly rated
it.
to you guys, but
No. I mean, honestly, I respect it because half these players I don't know. So actually, for me, it's a case of it's quite interesting for me to hear it at least.
Yeah,
Like,
that was-
what's he done to kind of get that sort of prestige that you think?
he's just good at winning the ball. He's a good physical presence down the midfield.
Nice,
And he's part of the new Turkish national team resurgence
sure,
under this Italian coach. So
nice. And are you playing him as a DM,
yeah, holding midfielder. Got him
holding
right there.
midfielder, central?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. So yep. So Salih Ochan, is that the right pronunciation?
Özcan. Yeah.
Ozcan. Thank you. I'll try my hardest on pronunciations on TNS. I'll give my pick now, and my first pick is going to be an EFL player. It will be at right centre mid, Will Collar from Stockport County, one of the best teams in the EFL right now. Stockport County, top of League 2. Will Collar, what a star player. He's been doing a really good job in terms of that team, and he's got some really good stats to back up his performances. I mean, Stockport County were arguably unlucky to not go up last year, and they got beaten out quite not unfairly, I'll say, but they got beaten out because actually I think there are many other teams in that playoff chase that were quite strong, and they ended up missing out in the finals. So real shame for them in the playoffs. But I got 16 appearances, 4 goals. Ain't bad for Stockport County. Ain't bad for the kind of League 2 attacks that we do see. So I will go for Will Collar at right centre mid. Let's reverse the side then. Andre, give me what I'm going to expect will be, I'm going to say 2 centre mids after this, if you've got the holding DM.
Yeah, 2 center mids, I guess.
Okay, go for it.
Isi Palathon.
Easy Barathon.
Rayo Vallecano midfielder.
Rayo Vallecano.
Yeah, he
Nice.
used to be in the Real Madrid academy a long time ago.
Right,
Didn't-
okay. Now we're talking.
Didn't make it at all. Didn't
right.
rise to the ranks, but had a real resurgence last year. Rayo Vallecano have become, they're an underrated Madrid team, bad. They've become another solid top 10 team, compete decently against the big teams, and EC Palathon's been a big reason why.
Are you going to play him as a right cam or a right centre mid?
I guess,
What are you thinking?
It would be,
normally
he's
he'd be
more
a right
attacking
winger,
minded.
wouldn't he? Normally he'd be on the right
Yeah,
wing.
right midfielder, right winger.
Okay, nice.
So I'll just put him at
I'm
cam.
just intrigued to see what your tactics are like in terms of this team.
Somebody bring the ball up in midfield,
Nice.
So
No,
attack-minded,
No, good stuff. I respect that. So at right centre mid we have Ithi Palathon of Rayo Vallecano. Lenny, give me your. What I'm expecting would be either a right cam or a CM or a DM.
So my CM.
CM, nice.
So what do you guys think of when you think of Thuram? You think of the dad, Lilian Thuram, and you think of the older son, Marcus Thuram. So I'm gonna go for Kefren Thuram.
Who? Pardon?
Exactly.
Kevin Thuram.
That is his point.
Thuram.
Kevin Thuram.
Who's Kevin Thuram?
No.
Kefren.
Sorry, Kefler.
Kefren Thuram.
Keflen Thuram. So
Who's Kevin Thuram?
I completely lost the name. I was like, who's this? Oh, Kefren Thuram. Okay, yes, at Nice, of course. Yeah. So I thought you were going to go for the other Thuram.
No.
And I was going to say, no way. He is rated. But okay, talk me through why.
So you got the family, Lilian, Marcus. Then you got Kefren coming. He's a good player. Nice. Another player Manchester United want to sign. Maybe Arsenal try and sign him. Very good centre mid. Plays CDM or centre mid. He's very good technically, defensively, on and off the ball. He does track back. Unlike, as Songwook says that Weston McKennie doesn't, but he does. But Kefir Thuram does also track back. He's a good defensive
international player too, as well.
Yeah,
international player just made his debut in March. He's at Nice. He's got a contract until 2025, so he'll likely be hanging around transfer market. This thing's got a transfer value of 40 million euros. Ain't bad, is it? So you're playing him at centre midfield, you are?
Yes.
Yeah, good stuff, because he can play that more defensive role as well if you wanted to. However, you were playing him at centre mid. Anna, now just going through your, let's have a look. So right now you've only got centre mid, so you've got some options here. You go left mid, right mid, you go for a cam, you go for another centre mid and a CDM. Sort of, how are you going to go?
Glenn Kamara.
Yes.
For
now
Leeds
that is a pick.
United.
Glenn Kamara.
Because
which league
important in the Rangers. He's in EFL. You should know this.
Yes, he is. I forgot that he'd gone to Leeds.
Yes,
because I thought he was at Rangers.
He was at Rangers, yeah.
I thought he was at Rangers, but no. Yeah, very good
gone
pick.
to Leeds.
Yes, definitely.
He was very important at Rangers.
The Finnish one.
Yeah.
He's not
Yeah.
Finnish. Though. He's good.
The
Finnish
Glenn
from
Kamara.
the country. He's not Finnish.
No.
Please
Not
do
finished.
No, he plays for the Finnish national team, yes.
Don't cancel Lenny.
He plays for the Finnish national team, yeah.
Like
Really good pick, this, actually,
I mean, I've already had an RB Leipzig pick, but he was important against them in the quarterfinals in the Europa League, and then he's at. Ow, I'm stuck on the chair. He's at Leeds.
Yeah, doing a really good job. And he's kind of 56 caps for Finland. Ain't bad, is
Exactly.
it? And, so, which position are you going to play him? Are you going to play him at CM, or are you going to play him at a sort of a more defensive role?
I'm not
DM?
entirely sure. Maybe
Because in theory, you could just go for 3 centre mids if you wanted to.
we'll do 3 centre mids then.
Cool stuff. Good stuff. It's just a kind of, once you name more players, you end up locking your formation in, as it were. Marlo, name me your second centre mid right now. You've got Alan Brown at centre mid. You can change formation. You've got some options. How are you going to go?
Go for a left wing.
Oh, you go for left wing. Nice. Okay, nice.
Noah Weishaupt
Oh, okay.
plays for Freiburg.
Yes,
Bit of
Freiburg.
a young baller, graduated from their second team
We love a young
up to their first team.
We love a young baller.
Pretty well so far. 1 goal, 2 assists so far in this season. Current market value is at 4 million. So he's on the rise, definitely.
Yeah. Not bad pick that.
But yeah, sprightly young winger. I think a good pick to have in the team. Someone who at the moment isn't too well known, probably outside of Germany or Freiburg, but looks to be set to be on a good upward trajectory and could maybe make an impact.
I have one question. How have you gone for a winger when we're on midfield? How's the formation going to work, by the way? I'm genuinely curious. Are you going to put 3 strikers?
Oh yeah.
Fair enough. Oh.
Okay.
That makes sense, actually.
Okay.
That kind of works. So, yeah.
It's going to sound ridiculous. The name has just gone in my head and jumped straight back out again, Marlo.
Sure. Noah.
Oh, Atibolu. I thought it was, but the name completely jumped out
Noah
of my head.
Weishaupt.
So Noah Weishaupt, because Atibolu's in goal.
Yeah,
What
Weishaupt.
am I doing? What am I talking about? Noah Weishaupt. Yes. Okay, good stuff. So that will be on there. We'll be interested to see how that formation goes. Sungwook, your pick.
I feel like I have to win back favour from the current head of sports, considering that I've just roasted him about his mispronunciation of Kevin Turam. But so I'll win back his favour by putting in a Brighton player on the squad, and I think you know exactly who it is. I think it's my DM, so that gives you a clue. It's Pascal Gross.
Yes. You did it. Yes.
And the reason why I put him on there is
on.
I have just a little bit of a story time. I thought 2 years ago, he was the most bang average Prem player like I've ever seen. He's like such a 5 in every single attribute, which I thought, especially when he was playing as sort of like this attacking midfielder.
Yes,
kind of like
yes.
As a Metala, I think he was very average.
Sure.
However, now that he sort of moved deeper into that DM position, I think he sort of found new wings starting last season, and I don't think anyone's sort of given him the credit yet. Really,
no one's given him the credit. No one. And this is the thing. I have been banging the drum for Pascal Gross for years because the thing that Pascal Gross had to deal with was his finishing. He couldn't finish anything to save his life. In front of goal, no end product. Now he's got the end product, he is lethal. And my word, I think he's so good. I think he's so underrated. So underrated, Pascal Gross. And he's getting caps for the German national team now, which is amazing.
I think the fact that, he has a little bit more room to breathe, I think the fact that he has to run less, especially.
Yes, definitely.
I think that's what sort of saves him, because I think personally what lets him down sort of in that forward position was his touch. I don't think you'll disagree with me on this.
No, I wouldn't disagree on that, yeah.
I think his touch was always either too long or maybe even too short sometimes. I don't know how that works, but
definitely.
So I think his overall sort of quality of play, just in general, because like I said, he was for me he was a 5 all around player. But now I feel like he's such a sort of 7.5 all over player, which I think as a DM, I think that's not a bad player to have. So
no, not bad pick at all. There, I respect that, and you have gained back some favour from me.
Yay.
Midfield, yay indeed. Midfielder, now my second midfielder is going to be my left centre mid, and this is a player who I think he's rated in a sense, kind of in the Premier. I think he's rated in terms of his team. I think he's underrated in the league he plays in, and I will go with this. And this is a take that somebody mentioned recently when they called this player one of the top 5 midfielders in the Premier League. And this was a certain Sam Parks. John McGinn. John McGinn at left centre mid.
Sorry?
Do we like this pick? John McGinn.
I thought you said I was for a sec.
Are we calling John McGinn underrated?
Okay, I don't think he's underrated. Why isn't he underrated? Because I think he's one of those players that's perfectly rated. I wouldn't say he's underrated.
Okay.
But also, I can't see him in good lights because I don't like the way he plays.
Why don't you like the way he plays?
Because
he
puts in the most reckless tackles I've ever seen. He's such a Brexit player. That's what it is. He almost sort of looks like it as well. It's he puts in career-ending tackles. He jabs. He literally punches other people in the stomach when refs start seeing.
But you're not talking about kind of you aren't commenting on whether or not he's underrated. You're commenting on his play style. Now you can disagree on his play style, but he can still be underrated and still be a class player.
No, I think he's a class player to a certain degree. I don't think he's underrated. I think that's my point.
I will disagree. Do you agree with this take, Marlo, or am I talking rubbish?
No, Joe, I agree with you. I'd say I agree with you.
Well,
I got to chime in here.
Have you? How? Okay, tell me.
I just saw a clip of John McGinn doing the gritty.
Oh yeah, the gritty.
It's the worst.
Gritty came out, didn't it?
It's the worst gritty I've ever seen. So I don't know if I can really.
Are you saying that this is grounds for him being called a fraud?
He's got to be disbarred. I mean, you can't have it on this list.
We're calling him a fraud.
Such an awful gritty, man. I don't even know what that was.
So we're now calling him a fraud for his terrible McGritty.
What's the best gritty in football at the moment?
It's got to be
Doku.
Doku.
It's got to be
Doku,
Doku.
yeah.
It's got to be Doku. Yeah.
Oh,
Gotta
Easy
be.
Moise Keane.
I haven't seen Moise Keane.
Jeremy
yet.
Doku
Ooh,
takes
that's
it.
wild.
Nah. That's recency.
Jeremy
Moise
Doku
Keane
takes it.
is the one that started it, and he's also the one that started the new celebration, the little dance they do that Doku has also done. So,
Maybe in football, like surely you got to go NFL with this. but-
NFL, Justin Jefferson.
This is TNS, not the Sunday Sports Show.
Sorry,
Tune in
my
10
bad,
to
my
1
bad.
p.m.
My bad.
for commentary of American football, including a collab that is currently being planned with the Exeter Demons. Anyways, this is TNS and not Sunday Sports Show. So, yeah, we will. I will stick with John McGinn. So let's go with our last starting midfielder before we go to our subs. After that, Andre, your final starting midfielder. If my list is right, it'll probably be a left centre mid.
Yep.
Hit me. Go for it.
Criminally underrated midfielder, actually, in La Liga. Sergi Darder.
Oh, yes.
I
Oi.
rate that pick.
Yeah, he's
I
criminally
I rate
underrated.
it.
He's such a quality footballer, but he played for Espanyol, who were an awful team last year. And
Yes.
Joselu got all the shine, and
Yeah,
Sergi
Joselu
Darder
being
ended up
Joselu, yeah.
going to Mallorca, who are an okay team. They're all right. Nothing
Yeah, sure.
special. He has to fill in for Kangan Lee. But
Oh, yeah, that's a
Sergi Darder
tough
is a-
move, that.
criminally underrated midfielder. He's such a quality player. He should have gone a bigger move.
Well,
Phenomenal to always pick up for free on FM, by the way. Like, yeah,
Oh,
if you need a
really?
if you need a backup midfielder,
this
he's
true?
a man. Yeah.
is he still at Espanyol these days?
No, he's at Mallorca.
Yeah, Mallorca, I was going to say. Yeah, so.
Yeah, because like I got like the last year's FM, so he didn't sign the contract extension. So he is so good to pick up on free.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Bartha were thinking about making a move for him, but
Were
it's
they?
never materialized. And now he's at Mallorca.
That would
so-
have been really hilarious and also so incredibly infuriating for Espanyol
Oh,
fans.
absolutely.
For Barcelona
Yeah.
to sign one of their star players.
That would have been disgusting.
That would have been quite funny to watch, I'll be honest with you. But yeah, my word, what a player and really good final pick for your midfield. Lenny.
My RAM is from Dortmund, Germany. Felix Nemecha.
Felix Nemecha.
He is a baller.
Baller.
He has been amazing for Dortmund this season, Champions League and in the Bundesliga. He was one of the reasons why I wanted to do an underrated he is such a good player, and he needs that. He's already at a big club, but I feel like he could get a big move soon. Maybe back into the Man City squad. So yeah, I'm going for Felix Nemecha.
Felix Mecha makes Lenny's list. Really good pick there, I think, to end off. Are you ready to go, Anna, or do you want some time? No. Let's go, Marlo, then. Marlo,
So this
tell
is
me. Let's go for what you be. It'll likely be, I'm going to say a right winger.
it is a right winger.
Nice.
Ruben Penna
Ooh, okay.
plays for CA Osana.
Talk me through it.
Well, he once again, especially in the Liga, he's been an absolute trooper. Made over 140 La Liga appearances.
Whoa, okay, yes.
Playing for Valladolid, Eibar, and Villarreal,
Nice.
who he actually won the Europa League with.
Nice.
So I think he's definitely one who, as of late, has really slipped under the radar.
Nice.
But I think definitely still a force to be reckoned with. 32 years young, so he might be getting on a bit. But I think with that experience comes a lot of footballing knowledge.
We're playing a really attacking line here, aren't
Yeah.
we?
I'm very curious.
My word. We've got a
Offensive all
left
the
wing,
way.
a right wing, and we've got 3 strikers.
Yeah.
Ruben Peña's like a defender, actually, like right back, right wing. So he's got a bit of a defensive presence
Maybe
in there.
he could be.
Bit of
They're
defensive presence.
Right wing
I
back, I
respect
suppose,
it.
but
That's
it's
my
forward back, so we
that's my
can't do
go-to eFootball mobile 2024 formation.
Yes.
Mhm, yeah.
that. Yes, good stuff. Songbook then, I'm guessing you'll go for a right centre mid.
I am going for. Oh no!
No?
I've gone long stuff at left centre mid.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
so your
sorry, my
other
bad,
pick
my
will
bad,
be a
my
right
bad,
centre
my
mid
bad, my
to
bad.
fix it up.
Sorry. I was going to go Gravenberg, but I've changed my mind because I want to fit another player in there on my sub, and so I've gone sort of memory central with this because this is my Arsenal bias coming through.
Oh.
We've got to go for the first team in the Bundesliga at the moment. I've gone Granit Xhaka.
Oh, you know what? I rate
Ooh.
this.
Yeah.
I really rate this. Granit
respectable.
Xhaka has been immense at Leverkusen.
I think he's unbelievable.
He's been so good.
unbelievable.
He's been so good in Bundesliga, Granit Xhaka.
That
Criminally underrated this year.
I think also like his sort of the fact that he made that position change into more of an attacking mid, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Because I think the one thing that's underrated about him is the fact that his kicking ability is a joke.
Are we talking about his kicking ability of the ball or other players?
A bit of both. Let's say a bit of both.
Yeah.
But honestly, he's off the ball positioning as well because we know he's not a fast player. And the fact that he gets a little bit more breathing room, especially when he gets the sort of forward pass, in terms of in space as that attacking position.
Really rate that.
And, I absolutely love the way he plays. And I wish we still had him in Arsenal. I think we would have been an even better side this season if we still had him. And so I've got to put him in. Memory Central.
Well,
we miss you.
Memory Central, and he will go into the squad. I will round out my starting midfield with a player who plays for a club close to my heart. This will be Lewis Ferguson at the mighty Rosso Blu Dai Bologna, Forza Bologna Campioni. Now, Lewis Ferguson, this has been a player who's been on the watch list of many clubs, including Brentford, including even Arsenal at one time. They were looking out for him. And also, remember who Bologna made, and remember who's gone from them. Aaron Hickey and Takahiro Tomiyasu. There is a line of players that's coming out of this Bologna squad that is sick in the Serie A, by the way. That's European football that might be coming to Stadio Renato Dallara. But as we say that, Lewis Ferguson, what a start to the season. So good. There is going to be another Bologna player in this list, a player I've talked to Lenny about at length previously before. However, I have to put Lewis Ferguson on here because if he's getting the talk that he will get moved to Brentford just like Aaron Hickey did, he must be doing something good. Lewis Ferguson sits at cam, and I don't want him to leave Bologna, but I think it's going to happen. Grazie mille, Lewis. Grazie mille. Let's go for our substitutes now in the midfield. Andre, your first substitute.
How many substitutes do we need?
One sub midfielder.
Oh, okay, good. Capoue on Villarreal. I think Lenny actually had a story about Capoue he wanted to talk about, but he's a good midfielder for Villarreal.
So my story about Capoue, I'm gonna pass that story on.
Is it Capoue or Capoue?
No clue.
Capoue?
French.
It's French.
Oh, it's
Capoue.
Etienne Capoue. Yeah.
Capoue.
Yeah.
So,
Former Watford player.
A story that I'm gonna pass on to Troy Deeney, who actually said the story.
Good start when it's Troy Deeney.
Said the story about Capoue that when he was at Watford, he actually maxed out every single machine, and when they did the running machine, it got to a point where they were on max speed, but he was still regularly running on like a normal speed. And then after that, apparently he would just turn up for a game, and then after the game he would go play golf or tennis as like a leisure activity.
Bloody hell.
And then, but he didn't try most of the time, but he was just playing for. And then as soon as they got relegated, that's when he had a reality check, and then went to Villarreal, and now he's at the level he is now.
Learn something new every day, and now we know that Etienne Capoue maxes out machines at the Watford training centre. Anna, have you got a substitute to pick?
Oh, God.
From midfielder? Oh, no, Lenny even. Excuse me.
No, you go first.
No,
Lenny go first.
Lenny, go first. Excuse me.
I'm going to go for Youssef Moussa from AC Milan. From America. From USA. He formerly was at Valencia.
Oh, is this? Oh, yeah.
And now he's finally made the move to a good club, AC Milan.
AC, yeah. Milano.
No, not just to Valencia.
Milano.
Now he's made to move to Milan. He's playing decent. He's been playing a few games, but obviously he's not getting played enough. That's why I consider him underrated, because he's not AC Milan not playing him enough.
He was pretty good on infield last year. I wrote the pick. He's a great midfielder.
I respect that pick. I respect it.
I personally think best sort of American midfielder at the moment. Personally.
Yeah.
Over Gio Reyna.
No,
yes.
we know.
What about Giovanni Reyna?
Over Gio Reyna. I think Gio Reyna always too injured.
What about your
Always
favourite?
injured. Huh?
What about your favourite American player?
What?
Weston McKennie.
Oh my goodness.
Weston McKennie. Not worth our time. Anna, have you got a midfielder substitute?
Yeah, wait 1 second.
Yep, go for it.
Mohamed Kudus.
Oh, Mohamed Kudus.
West Ham.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think I'm getting better at this as we've gone on. My first few, they were a bit shockingly awful, but I think I've got better.
Absolutely the best of us, Anna. Don't worry about it.
Sorry, I just kicked Lenny. He's been very important at West Ham.
Yeah, really good.
Was he at Ajax before?
Really strong player.
Did they lose to Brighton in the end?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, someone in my lecture
Twice.
had that.
Come on.
Someone in my lecture had that
yeah.
playing while the lecture's going
We had
on.
that
What's
on
the
Yes.
news?
the music
Come
show.
on.
Yeah.
Seagulls. Seagulls.
Very good Joe Marler impression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at Ajax,
Yes, he is, yeah.
he scored a hat trick in
Yeah,
their qualifiers.
so
Then at
good.
West Ham, he's been scoring goals, lots of
yeah.
goals. I mean, can you be considered underrated if you're sold for 38 million?
I don't
But
know.
then at the same time,
For reference, Lenny has just pulled out his flask, which is Lenny 21 with an Ajax shirt, which he was gifted by his sister recently.
Aww.
Shout out to my sister.
Yeah, shout
But
outs. Shout outs.
I've picked him because I think he's underrated.
Very good
but
pick, Anna.
even if he cost 38 million,
I still think he's underrated because I think he is a player good enough for a big six club.
yeah, and it's like if you look at the stats and stuff, it's quite consistent with goals and all that.
Right?
I think he is a borderline player, but I think that's a fair shout.
I think he's a baller. Marlo?
I've gone for LA Shikri.
Oh,
Plays for.
interesting.
He's a defensive mid. Plays for Eintracht Frankfurt.
Yeah, Frankfurt. Right.
And 28 years, so
you're
he's entering his prime. Also plays for the Tunisian national team.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah.
And someone who I think has been on very good form this year so far. And I think he could add what maybe the defensive qualities that I'm missing from my starting 11.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a very attacking team. You can't lie against that. Sungwook, are you going to go attacking or a bit more defensive?
No, wait, I do have an attacking mid, but he's like a sort of like a Mezzale position because that's what I've gone for. I've gone 2 Mezzalas and a TM. But on that Marlo's point, can I just say, like, you basically have no midfield. You have 5 defenders essentially and 5 attackers. I love it.
Cool.
Mate, I think it's great. I think
Gegenpress.
Hey man, I remember that Poland side, like in the World Cup.
Yes,
It's
I
like
do.
it's like hopefully Chesney saves it, kind of just like whatever the hell goes on, and then
Like a
Ronaldo
fine
score.
formation,
yeah,
wasn't
exactly,
it?
Yeah. Oh, it was great. Oh, pure vibes.
Oh,
pure
bring
vibes.
back the World Cup. Anyways, Sungwook.
Yeah, I want to go there again. But
Yeah, I want to. Yeah.
TMI, I went there. I saw
Yeah,
the
and
line.
also you were featured on the Korean FA
See?
Instagram. Anyways, yeah.
Bro, I told you. I
Yeah,
posted on
Korean
the main
FA.
chat, yeah.
There he was with his dad looking incredibly proud, clapping the fans.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So
your sub.
okay, enough TMI.
The tangent.
I've gone for a bit of a rogue shout. I've gone for a Chelsea player.
Ooh.
I don't think because I think it's starting to click for them. I didn't think because obviously they have quality players. It's just that it hasn't quite clicked for them. It's obviously very young squad. They had zero confidence going into the season, and I think they're starting to pick up now. Obviously, big 4-4 result, big sort of win against Tottenham. Obviously, draw against Arsenal. Big results, and so I think they will be up there in competing for Champions League places by the end of the season. And so I've gone, like I said, I love players that have high work rate, runs a lot, covers a lot of the ground, maybe slightly lacking technically, and that's what makes them slightly underrated. I've gone Gallagher.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad shout.
As soon as you said work rate, I knew who it was. Yeah.
I like I said, I love a big workhorse, especially in the midfield, and I think he brings something special. I think if he learns how to sort of, off the ball positioning in terms of defensively, I think he'll be a phenomenal player.
Definitely. I'm all here for Gallagher. I think he's got.
Of course he'd be.
He has given a lot, and he still has a lot more to give. He's got a lot of potential. I think he's someone who's going to go very far.
Yeah.
As you said, Sungwook, maybe his defensive positioning off the ball could be adjusted, exploit, or sort of scan maybe for better areas. But I think it's all there, and he's definitely someone in the making who could be a real force to be reckoned with for sure.
Really good pick there.
Nice, wow.
If you wouldn't mind queuing up some songs, I'm going to give my substitute, then we're going to go to a song break, I think, here on Expression FM. However, I will give you my substitute midfielder, and it will be a player probably Andre will be aware of. It will be Mikel Merino at the Real Sociedad. Really good player. Really solid player. He's so strong in La Liga, isn't he, Andre?
Yeah, Mikel Merino is one of my favorite midfielders in La Liga.
So good in La Liga. And you know what? I think that is a pretty solid midfield. McGinn, Ferguson, Collar, and Marino as a sub. Ain't bad, I'll say. And of course, we've got all the forwards coming up soon. Well, is it the most sort of exciting position? Maybe it is. But anyways, we're gonna keep the vibes and keep the energy high here as we roll into our final hour of your TNS show. Thanks for hanging on with us here on Expression FM for the first 2 hours, and I'll see you after. No, I need to keep going. Excuse me, but and I will wait on the segue. But yeah, thank you for sticking with us so long, and you're always welcome here in the Expression FM studio whenever you want to. You're always welcome to tune into our shows, and I like these creative episodes. I think it's quite good to have some fun with these because it's better than. We love our watch-alongs, but we also quite like these fun, creative events, don't we? So this is, mix it up. And also, I'm enjoying hosting TNS for the first time in a very long time. Very long time. I wish Niall the best as well. He was unable to be here, but hopefully I'm doing him proud. Hopefully I haven't showed him up too badly. And I don't know, we'll see. And I don't know. If he has, then excuse me, my good friend Niall. I've been given you all clear by Sungwook. So, without any further ado, I will see you after the break. And we're back on the air for TNS Underrated 11 Draft Edition. Thanks for joining us, and thank you for joining us in the third hour as well. And we're going to go to the forwards now. We'll move to the forwards on our teams. I'll kick this off, and I'll start off with a player who I foreshadowed earlier on when I said this player I've talked to Lenny about at length as a former young baller and now a developing baller. It might be who you've just said it is. We are going to go for a product of the Bayern Munich Youth Academy, who is now tearing it up for my beloved Rosso Blu Bologna. Joshua Zirkzee at left wing. What a baller this guy is. Got lost in the shuffle at Bayern Munich, never got the chance to play first team football, and this baller is hitting the mark for Bologna, firing in the goals. He's partly the reason why we're so well in the table. Joshua Zirkzee deserved better at Bayern Munich. What a young talent, and he's only 21.
I thought you were going to say Matthias Tels. I was so scared there.
No,
for a second. Jeez.
But Joshua Zirkzee, I think, an absolute young baller. And if you don't know who he is, you should know who he is. Lenny, am I talking facts right now?
He's a baller. He was very unfortunate to be part of the. I would say I don't want to call them They're like the team that got their set of players.
The cohort, the group.
The group that got messed over by COVID.
Yes.
They were all in Bayern during the COVID time, but then we're talking about like Sarpreet Singh, Chris Richards, Zirkzee. They all were in that Bayern squad, but then COVID came and then they all got sent off to different clubs, and now they're not in the best positions. Apart from
Zirkzee, who's killing it in Serie A. So Joshua Zirkzee will be playing. So I've had to mess around a bit. Sort of, even if he's normally playing as a centre forward, I'm going to put him on the left wing because I have a right winger and I have somebody who is a out and out centre forward. So Joshua Zirkzee is my first forward. Andre.
Oh boy, this is.
Is this rogue?
This one's gonna get me a lot.
Is this rogue?
Actually, Andre, before you start, can I predict what you're gonna? I think I know one of your three players.
Is this rogue? Tell me.
Do you have Takefusa Kubo on your team?
No.
Oh, I was about to say.
This is even more shocking.
Woo!
Mudryk.
Oh my word.
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
I would laugh if it was Mudryk.
My left wing, certain French international, Kylian Mbappe. And you're going to need to hear me out.
Sorry?
Wait.
Stop the show.
What?
You guys need to hear me out.
Is going on strike here.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Can I hear
please.
you out and then say that you're deluded?
Okay.
We will now have the final words of the dearly departed.
Can I run you as head of station sound after the election has been completed?
No. I'm keeping. Listen, guys.
All right, we're listening.
This guy's the best footballer in the world. Period. And
Then he's not underrated.
No, but
he's not
I
underrated.
understand where he's coming from.
somehow consistently, Messi, Holland have been rated over him somehow as the two best footballers in the world. When Mbappe is individual, he dominated the World Cup, best player at the World Cup, best player in League One, and somehow Messi and Holland are over him. It's ridiculous.
I get he's underrated at his own level.
Exactly.
Not compared to, because if you're comparing him to like
He's
people from like, okay, no offense to Ipswich Town, but like if you're going to compare him to like people from there and consider him over it compared to them, I get where you're coming from. Underrated at his own level.
It's ridiculous. He had a season where he put 40 goals and 20 assists, and somehow people believe Messi was better. I mean, he's just constantly disrespected at the top level that I have to say is underrated.
Can I just say, you do realize he got offered 700 million a year?
I don't actually think
Like,
he's
in the
underrated,
summer.
but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
So, yeah.
He's so overrated.
Oh.
Okay, no, I agree with that.
He's
I agree
rated.
with
You
that.
take that back right now.
He's rated, but in many ways he's overrated. He's not worth 700 million for a year.
Well, Saudi Arabia, bro. You saw those contracts.
Well, if he's going to South Korea, that's a decent sum of money. I don't think that's a
No.
overpay for Saudi Arabia.
Mbappe at his level is underrated. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Holland is not better than him.
Oh yeah, well, can I say this?
Messi is not better
Can I
than
say
him.
this? When I talk about players being underrated, I don't say at his level. I say they're
But that's your
underrated.
definition of underrated.
Yeah, well, I'm the guy hosting it.
I'm a dictator now.
Okay, Kylian Mbappe is somehow underrated at left wing. Lenny, can you please come in with a realistic, common sense choice and not pick Kylian Mbappe levels of fraudulence?
We're not moving past this. No,
So-
we're rolling back. Roll it back.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
Lenny.
Roll it back,
We're
run
not
it back,
moving on
run
to
it back,
Kylian
run it
Mbappe,
back.
Underrated.
Run it back.
Okay.
He's the third best player in the world. Like,
And that's a disrespect. That's
no,
a
it's
disrespect.
not. How is that a disrespect?
That right there is where I'm coming
How
from.
is that a
He is
disrespect?
the best player in the world, and people don't recognize
No,
it
he's
because
not.
they hate him. They hate him.
He's not the best player in the
People
world.
hate him for some reason.
He is not.
Oh my god.
Messi is the most overrated footballer on earth, and he
Okay,
has
well,
been.
right
I
now-
don't want to get us
Okay,
cancelled.
Okay. I need to put a statement out there. Another more respect. What team do you support?
Doesn't matter. This has
It
nothing
does
to do with it.
matter.
In fact,
What
it's
team
a
do you
plus.
Who's he support?
Oh, right.
Real
Okay,
Madrid.
then.
No, but hear me
Oh,
out.
so
a
it's the
plus.
inside job.
Mbappe rejected us twice, and I'm still pushing him as the best footballer in the world. That's a plus. It's a plus. I'm a Real Madrid fan saying this.
Honestly, at this rate, Bellingham's best player in the world, not Mbappe, but anyways.
Oh, you know what? Yeah,
Um,
I stand by that. Mbappe
Yeah,
is
so
number
you
two.
just so you can't be. Oh my word! You've said he's best player in the world, and then say Bellingham's best player. I agree with that.
Bellingham's the most informed player in the world, but
informed.
Mbappe is the best footballer on earth. Period.
Andre, I'm just going to tell you right now because we got to move on, but this is definitely going on TikTok. Lenny, get
And
on it.
also, we are going to tell you about this for the rest of the year that Kylian Mbappe is an underrated player.
I'll
This
stand
is
by
as
it.
bad as Michael saying that Germany's going to win the World Cup.
And this is as bad as saying Spurs will be top of the table. So,
Whoa. Spurs ended up being in that top
Okay,
four that
moving
season.
on.
so Kylian Mbappe is playing an underrated player. He's at left wing on the underrated 11. Lenny.
So I'm going with Antoine Griezmann. I'm playing. Okay. I'm going with another player from Liga for my left wing. I'm going for Mohamed Darami from Reims.
Russ.
No, Rams.
Russ.
No, it's Reims because I spoke to my French friend the other day and he said it.
Is it not Russ?
No, he
I
said
was
it.
speaking to a French friend of mine, and they say Russ.
Well, my French friend said it. Reims.
My dad could be like your dad.
Back in my day.
So he plays alongside Højlund, Mohamed Darami for Denmark and the Ligue 1 team. And so he has been player since 2020. He won the FIFA 20 Pro Player Tournament.
FIFA 20 Pro Player
hear
Tournament.
me out. He was at Copenhagen at that time. Then you see him play and he's like, oh, he's quite a decent player. He's not just, oh, he happens to be good at FIFA, but he was also very good. He goes to Ajax, where his original team, plays well there, then slowly falls out of like the limelight of that time period. Now, slowly he's coming back into Liga. He's slowly making his way back into top leagues. And now I feel like he could be a really good player.
Are we using the fact that he won a FIFA tournament as like a criteria for the fact as a criterion for the fact that he's a baller?
No. When he won that FIFA tournament, there was lots of limelight on him. And everyone started watching him, not just as like, oh, he just a guy who played the FIFA tournament and won it. They started seeing how he plays and went, he's a baller. Then from then on, people started rating him. And then now he's gone to Liga and he's playing quite well for them.
Okay.
And he's
Fair enough.
the replacement for Balogun, if they're not still in the same team.
Yeah, fair enough. And Balogun is also a baller as well. Anna?
After that, the discussion of that last two,
Yes.
I've gone for someone who I don't know whether he'd be considered underrated, but if you think South
Is
Korea,
it Kylian Mbappe
it's not
levels?
Kylian Mbappe. No. If you think South Korean football players, who do you think?
Kang In Lee.
Kang In Lee, Kim Min Jae,
Ji-Sung Park.
Right, okay, never mind. You've not named the one I've got, so that's why I think he's underrated.
I know who it is. It's Hwang In-beom, isn't it?
No.
Oh no, what?
Wang Yi-chang.
Wang Yi-chan.
No, because you mentioned you were Greek, so I thought you were going to go Hwang In-beom, who played for Olympiacos.
Oh, can I have him then as well?
But no, that's not.
If it fits in the formation, then
Oh,
why
never mind.
not?
Probably
But
doesn't.
he's
Wasn't
also
your first
Olympiacos.
answer.
Oh yes, that's outside the league. So yes.
Oh, never mind then. Yeah, no.
Why are you
His,
playing him? Are you going to play him as centre forward or play him on the wings?
I don't know
can
wherever
play
he wants
either,
to
he can play
go.
either.
Wherever
He
he
can
wants
play
to
either.
go. Wherever he
Okay,
feels
right.
like going. Depends who I
you're
pick.
right.
Depends who I pick second and third for.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Really good
He's.
pick though. I rate it.
Oh, you do rate. Oh, okay, good.
Also rate it.
He
It's not.
scored-
It isn't Kylian Mbappe.
He scored the goal that meant that Manchester City had their first loss of this season. He's became the first Wolves player to score 6 goals in the first 10 games.
Sungwook is cheering over here.
I'm okay, but and then
South
the
Korean
reason
ballers
so he's
getting
doing
their
well,
recognition.
and also he's doing well on the international team as well. Like
Yeah.
he scored the goal that got them through against Portugal. But the reason I think he's underrated is because when you think of he's probably not underrated in South Korea. I don't know if he is or not. I'm not
Well,
South Korean.
You could ask.
Is he
Kim.
underrated in South Korea or no?
Slight.
Right,
yeah.
but in England, I would assume he is because
Yes.
when English people think South Korean football players, they're just going to think of Son Heung-min, and that's it.
Yep,
So therefore,
Sonny.
I'm calling him. Yeah, I know you all said other names, but I'm calling him underrated because English people just like pick one player and then they just stick with that.
Hey, I respect that.
But with that, I want to make another point. How can Pep Guardiola disrespect him like that? Did you see it? Yeah.
Korean guy.
Yeah, he called-
Disgusting.
Can't be doing that. Can't be
But
doing
yes,
that.
he's my pick because I think he's really good.
I love that. I vouch for that pick. Yeah.
I think you've just made a friend, Anna. In
Oh, yay.
Sungwook.
You're now my favourite XpressionFM member.
Yes. Oh well, could be worse.
Go away. Go away, Joseph.
Could be worse. Anyways, Marlo.
Okay, from the first of my 3 strikers, I'm going for Mileta Rajovic.
Yeah, I've just remembered 3 strikers. Right. Mileta Rajovic.
Yes.
Who plays for?
Watford.
Okay, yes, of course. Talk me through this.
So he hails from Denmark, spent a bit of time circling around the Scandinavian leagues. He formerly played for Swedish club Kalmar FF, and then has now been signed on a 5-year deal to Watford, and has been on a pretty meteoric rise, I'd say, through the ranks of European football. Now he's in the EFL, and he scored 2 in Watford's 5-0 win over Rotherham the other day.
Sacked Matty Taylor, which totally isn't somebody I'd want to be the next Exeter City manager if Gary Caldwell ended up getting sacked. I mean, again, we have no rumours that this might happen. Continue.
And so, yeah, I think that he's someone who similarly is on a very steep upward trajectory. We're just seeing him start to blossom. He's only 24, so he's still got a long career ahead of him. But I think that he'll go far.
How
for
is
sure.
this formation going to work? Are you going to have a left striker, a right striker, and a centre forward?
I guess so.
Is that how it's
You can
going
have RF, CF, and then LF. Left forward,
Yeah,
centre forward.
Oh, yeah.
So
nice.
he's my CF.
Centre forward. Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Okay, cool. That makes sense. I'm just trying to figure out this madcap formation a bit. Right, Sungwook, come in.
I don't know who to go for first.
Oh, no,
First of all,
okay.
I don't know who to get into.
Is this fraudulent?
No, because it's going to be funny. Like I can't lie. It's like
Is it Kylian Mbappe?
It's not Kylian Mbappe.
Oh, wow. Imagine.
I thought
I
I've been
already took
outdone.
Mbappe.
No one else was going to take him anyways, Andre. No one else was thinking Kylian Mbappe was underrated. Sungwook.
You know what? I'm gonna go for the funny. And I know it's gonna be funny because you guys have already bantered him like about 30 minutes ago. I've gone for left forward, Ricardo Mudryk.
I thought he was going to pick Dembele then for a second.
Oh no! He's
No,
I'm putting out for Dembele.
No.
Dembele
Actually gone
gets
for
too much
Mudryk.
disrespect. I'm putting out there. He is a good player. He's just getting too much disrespect. Okay,
We're not talking about Dembele, Lenny. We're talking about Ricardo Mudryk.
but I'm putting the point out.
Nah.
We'll talk about
nah.
in a different show. Dembele gets so much disrespect.
But
But moving on.
Lenny, that is a discussion for Ousmane Dembele. And if anyone picks Ousmane Dembele, we have that discussion. Marlo, you are a Chelsea fan.
See.
You have seen the fraudulence of Ricardo Mudryk more than any fan on this table would have.
Back me up here.
Unless
What?
you
Fraudulence?
argue that he is not fraudulent.
I wouldn't say he's fraudulent. No, I rate Mudryk.
Are you saying
There
he's
we
not
go.
fraudulent?
No,
unfortunate.
I wouldn't. No,
He's a good player.
he's a very good player. I'm all here for
How
it.
many goal contributions for Chelsea?
Okay, that's unfair. Okay, let me tell you why.
How many?
Look.
Okay, give me a thesis on why Mikhailo Mudryk is not woefully overrated and overpaid on a contract.
Overpaid, certainly. However, I don't think he's...
On an 8-year contract.
I do that. I get that. But this is an underrated thing. And as of this season, as
How
of right
is he
now...
underrated? He played a bunch of games in the Ukrainian league, was shipped over to Chelsea, and did nothing for a year.
Yeah,
How is he underrated?
He was
No, but
overrated.
We have to think about it like this. Let me put this. Sorry, I'm probably helping you.
No worries, mate.
So if I were to put the same thing, you put Ukrainian, cool. If I were to replace the Ukrainian league with EFL League 2, and then put a player coming to the Prem from that same situation, would you call him overrated, or would you just say, "Oh, what a baller, what a good player"?
No, I'd say underrated.
See, you
No,
you said
underrated. Overrated, sorry. I would say overrated because I say that's too big of a jump.
No, let me
And that's
say
quite
this.
clearly too big of a jump.
Let me say this. I rate the pick because sometimes the player becomes so overhid that people just stop paying attention to him, and when he starts performing, people don't really notice. And that way,
Thank
I
you very
think
much.
he's
Thank you very much.
underrated.
It's like a reflex
no.
angle that goes beyond the 360.
no.
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly.
No,
right,
I'm not going to take this.
I'd agree with this. This is like...
25 appearances, 2 goals. Mikhailo Mudryk is a winger.
Bro, this is my pick. Can I get away? Jeez. Oh, my goodness.
Okay, well, give your reason, then I can call you deluded.
Okay, fine. I think every time I think on the pitch as well, to have that sort of pace on the wing, I think
Definitely.
it's incredibly threatening. I think the main reason why you guys drew against Arsenal is because you guys took him out. Because, I think number one thing that Mudryk is good for is that he pushes the line down. You can't raise the line against Mudryk.
Oh.
And teams never do, and teams always pay for
It's
it.
one thing
Where's his
scoring
threat,
goals.
though?
It's
Where is
one-
this threat you talk about?
It's one thing scoring goals, but it's a whole.
Where
in
is
order,
his threat?
in
Driving
order,
down the wings.
in order for that to happen, you need to get into good positions. You need to attack. You need to have pace. You need to push forward. That is what Mudryk brings. He brings that speed. He brings that intensity. He brings that energy.
Exactly.
What's his assist statistic?
About 2, I think.
Oh, it's still
can't
awful.
lie.
4 goal contribution.
Can't lie. His stats don't help him, but I can't
No,
lie.
I was just going to say, because if you're judging him by how many goals he scored, but if he had like loads of assists, then I was going to say,
No,
oh.
like, that is not the case.
Because stats and facts and figures are one thing, but watching someone play, their style of play, their speed, their intensity, the areas that they find themselves in, that is a completely different thing.
2 assists, 2 goals in 28 fixtures. He has picked up as many yellow cards as he has goal contributions over his time at Chelsea.
No, but I think the way he plays, I think the way he sort of helps the team.
Yeah, but like you could say about me in 6-side football. And I say, oh yeah, really high press. But because I barely touch the ball, I'm doing absolutely nothing.
Okay, let me say this. Okay.
Style of play means nothing if you're not delivering, my friend.
There's a brilliant quote by a Japanese coach. I forget his name. Who coached the Kansai Tigers, and he says this: if defense is the first line of attack, and attack is the first line of defense. And I think that's the number one thing Mudryk brings to the thing. You can't raise the line. It makes it very difficult to work out and play from the back if you have Mudryk on the pitch, because he's so threatening and because he doesn't drag the ball at all. He's good at pressing, and he will provide that pace. He can through ball them. You can do whatever. And I think he's not had the good fortune. I think he's forced out a bit too wide for his liking. Because the one reason why I like him is the fact that he doesn't drag the ball. He doesn't drag any pace whatsoever. He loves the momentum. He drags it on. He passes it when he needs to. Unselfish in his play. I like that about a young, attacker, very high potential.
I see what you mean about saying that he's often played too far out wide. You see him cutting in a lot of the time, trying to get to more central areas. But I think with that, he definitely brings a lot of threat to any opponent. Really.
And I'm assuming you're playing my left wing.
Left wing, yeah.
Good stuff. Right, I'm going to move on because we're 37 minutes out from
Let's
the
go,
show.
yeah.
I will give 2 of my forwards now. I will give Abu Kamara on the right wing from Portsmouth. Again, I always spoke about how good Portsmouth are. Such a good player. Abu Kamara deserves a move to the Premier League, in my opinion. And I think that is not too ridiculous to say. I'm going to name my centre forward as well. So my centre forward is going to be a player very, very close to Exeter City hearts, very close to our hearts at Expression FM. It is going to be one and only Jay Stansfield. Stano is...
Sing a song for Stano.
Sing a song for Stano. He's tearing it up at Birmingham City. Top scorer. Fulham Academy graduate. on loan at Birmingham, underrated baller, Premier League quality. I will back him till I die. Jay Stansfield, what a legendary young prospect he is. And I think if Sam was here, he would have named him before me. Because I know Sam loves him, because Sam has admitted that he will get a Birmingham City shirt with Stansfield on the back. We love him, and he is so underrated.
I think, if because we saw him last season, obviously.
So good.
And he's brilliant for it. Obviously, the fact that he has that loyalty to he didn't have to come back to XSC. There was plenty of championship teams offering for him, last season, but he decided to, he wanted to carry on the legacy. He wanted to don the number 9. Only retired shirt in League One at the moment, I believe.
Yes.
And, pure memes. And, I'll back him for life as well. Yeah.
We love you, Jay Stansfield, and you're on my underrated 11. Andre, give me 2 of your give me your next 2
sure.
attackers.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we have Mbappe on the left, of course. So, and
that is criminal. But anyways, we move on.
This next guy is normally left winger too, but Mbappe doesn't like playing on the right, so I'm gonna put him on the right over here.
Okay.
Savio from Girona.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This guy is really exploded this year. He's one of the big reasons Girona are on top of La Liga.
Sure.
And the top scoring team in La Liga as well, actually.
Nice. No, I rate that. Savio.
Savio's a baller. You gotta put him there.
Baller. And I'm guessing you're going to go for a centre forward, are you?
Yep, striker.
Nice.
We got Mustafa Mohamed.
Who for?
From Nantes. He used to play.
Nantes, right.
Yep. He used to play for Galatasaray back in the day, Egyptian striker.
Of course he used to play for Galatasaray.
And he's been doing pretty good for Nantes this year, so
yeah.
I decided to give it a shout out.
Of course he used to play in the best league in the world, the Super
Best league in the world.
Best league in the world, the Super League.
Discriminated against by this show, but whatever.
No. The reason why I didn't put it on this list was because not many people watch the Super League apart from you. And I watch it as well. I follow it too. But in many ways, not many people do.
So many. I'd put Mario Balotelli under it.
Yeah, Mario Balotelli. What is he at?
Adana Demirspor.
Adana Demirspor. Yeah, he is. We'll go back for the subs afterwards. Lenny, give me your. I'm gonna say your right winger and striker.
No, I'm putting Darami at centre forward.
Oh yeah. Excuse me. Right. Okay. Go for that.
So my left wing is Ryan Cherki from.
Oh yeah.
Olympique Lyon.
Nice.
Olympique Lyon and France. And then I'm putting a player that Andre wanted, but I'm taking it. We spoke of Nico Williams from Atletico Bilbao and Spain. So both of them on the wings. They're both ballers, similar attributes. They're technical. They got skills. I love skills. I'm a flair. I'm a person who loves flair. They do skills on the pitch. I'm a big fan of watching them both play. And both of them have been outstanding for their teams, as well as with Cherki for the France under 21s.
Yes.
He's been playing very well. And then Williams for the Spain national team.
Yeah, Spanish.
He's at the World Cup and he's also playing for the main squad now.
Nice.
So, yeah, both of them are my 2 wingers.
Can I just say one thing about Williams? I love both brothers because they never get injured. I think that's the best thing about those 2 players. They don't get injured.
Very loyal to their teams as well.
Very loyal. Very loyal indeed. Anna? Oh, no, not Anna. Marlo?
Okay.
Give me, I'm guessing will be a left wing and a right winger. No, because you're doing your 2 strikers.
Yes, this is
left striker and right striker.
So this is my left striker. I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on this fella. Wout Weghorst.
Oh.
Where's he playing?
But no, wait,
Now he's playing. He is now playing.
He's in Turkey?
No, he's in Germany.
Yes.
Hoffenheim.
Besiktas legend.
Manchester United legend.
Already for this season, 3 goals in 9 games. Although with that 3 yellow cards, but anyway, I think he is someone who has had
he is a yellow card magnet. I'm sorry.
He's quite a hard lad, but anyway, he's had someone who I think has had quite a sparkling career. Obviously, his time at was it Besiktas?
Yeah, Besiktas and then
Burnley.
Somehow Manchester United.
A bit of United as well. So
he's been decent for us.
He's been here and there, stuck his fingers in many pies.
Somehow he went from Burnley to Manchester United and then back to Hoffenheim in 3 years.
The Burnley team that was there was a decent Burnley team. That company team that he was helping.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've to be fair, for a while now, a couple of years, I've been a fan of Weghorst.
Have
I
you?
think that
Have
he, the qualities that he brings to a game.
Are you a fan of
are-
Brexit football?
Yes. I think football.
He loves dice ball.
It needs that element of aggressiveness and attackingness,
Yeah.
and as you can see with
Man or the ball, nothing else.
As you can see with my formation,
Yeah.
it's
Man or the ball, not both.
So I'd say Weghorst.
Yeah, really aggressive. And your right striker.
And my right striker,
So stupid, I'm sorry.
the French footballer Laborde,
Ah, yeah.
playing for Nice at the moment.
Nice, yeah. Good pick. I like that. I like that.
Tearing up in Liga. Scored actually a brilliant goal the other day.
Yeah, banger.
Who was that against? That was against.
Was it Rennes? Or Clermont Foot?
Clermont Foot.
Clermont Foot.
Wait. But I think, again, another quality baller. 29, so he's peak of his career. But I think someone who still has a lot to give, and someone who isn't talked about enough for the intensity and the skills that he has.
Gaetan Laborde as well. So, Anna, are you ready? Or
Give me 2 seconds to go to someone
Songwok?
first.
The floor is yours.
I don't think I'm allowed to say this person, but I'll say it anyway and see what the consensus is because I do have a replacement. I've gone down the middle, Girassi. Can I go for him? Because is he
I
actually
don't mind that.
underrated?
Girassi.
He's the top scorer, second top scorer in Bundesliga.
Don't mind that. I don't mind that pick.
Because I think he's gone overshadowed by Harry Kane's incredible pace a little bit. But I think he also has like 2 games in hand to catch up to him as well. And to do that with a Stuttgart side, who's I think he's third. Yeah. I thought someone would have picked him too. I'm surprised people haven't. Yeah.
Well, I put forward Boniface, but then Joseph said that he's on the level to being.
I said that he was on the point of being rated.
I think
so that's the same with
Yeah, I see. Okay, so I think Girassi is now kind of rated. But I think in the English media, because obviously all the focus right now is on the Harry Kane. I think because I'm in England, and this show is coming out from England, and this has been a very sort of PL sort of based kind of show.
Where are you playing him?
I'm down the middle, of course.
Down the middle.
Down the middle, yeah. And so I don't think that's necessarily a bad shout. So if it's allowed,
I'll allow
to
that. I'll allow that.
Thank
And
you very
then
much,
I'm
much
guessing you have a right wing.
right wing. Should I say now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. A right wing. So I was going to say Sterling, I can't lie, but I've already put 2 Chelsea players. I've been quite naughty.
No, you can have 2 because the limit's 2.
No, I've already have 2.
Oh, you
already
have, right.
Gallagher on the
Oh,
bench,
of course. Yeah, I forgot that.
So I'm not going to do that. I'm debating it. Oh, who do I go for?
Do I go to Anna for a bit and then come back to you?
No. Wait it.
The cogs are turning in Sunwook's brain.
Lenny, did you say that you're going to shout out Kanjin Lee? Did you say you're going to shout out Kanjin Lee?
I think I know who you've just picked.
Okay, I got Kanjin Lee. There we go.
Kanjin
Yeah. I've heard that in Spain because of the way the initials are kind of pronounced. I've heard that they pronounce it Kanjin and not Kangin, but yeah. So yeah, and so but it is in Korean. It's in proper Korean pronunciation. It's called Igangin. So because you put the surname first, but I think I put him right wing because that's where he never gets played by Luis Enrique.
I was going to play him as Cam, so playing him as the right wing makes more sense.
Nice.
I think he's brilliant because he's left-footed naturally. I think when he cuts inside from the right wing, that's when he's at the best.
Yeah.
Or playing just down the middle as a Cam.
I agree on that. Fair enough.
So I think that's where I'd play him. Or I'd play him left Matala, but obviously, Vitinha has that position.
We love using such insider terms like left Mazzala on the TNS show. He is the static. This guy goes on Tifo Football and watches all the strategic breakdowns of the Gegenpress and the Mazzala position.
I do indeed.
Yeah. You do. You know what?
This is
I
my
respect
life.
it.
This is my life. This is what I do in free time.
Yeah. Final picks now, and it'll be your last sub. It'll be your forward substitution. I will kick this off, and I will go with another player close to our hearts at Exeter City. However, also not playing at City anymore. It will be Sam Nombe. Sam Nombe, criminally underrated, went for 1 million to Rotherham. And the worst thing is that Rotherham look like they're going to go relegated now. So it seems like a sideways move at best. And perhaps a back. I mean, it's not a backwards move because Exeter City will probably get relegated as well. But so I suppose what's better, being in League 1 or League 2? So
I still have hope.
So, mate, I don't have hope, to be honest. I don't have hope. I mean, have you seen the way we've been playing and our squad?
I know 5 losses in a row. I know.
No, worse than that.
Oh, is it?
No, worse than that.
Is it 7 now?
No. It's 7 losses, 1 draw in the league.
Oh, no.
The win came in the EFL Cup against Luton.
Oh, no.
1-0.
Oh, no, not
And
real.
do you know who scored the goal in that game?
Please don't tell me.
Dimitri Mitchell,
Oh,
who's
no.
just been out for 6 to 9 months for an ACL injury.
Moving on.
Moving on, Sam Nombe is my sub because he is just a baller. Andre, your final sub?
I'm going to go with an American. Haven't given any American shout-outs yet.
Nice, go for it.
Christian Pulisic.
You've actually gone for Captain America. I mean, Captain America.
Yeah.
The LeBron James of soccer.
The LeBron James.
The LeBron James of soccer.
James.
The LeBron James of soccer, definitely, in the words of that infamous clip. Christian Pulisic.
Yeah. I'm sticking with
I will hard disagree with you on this.
What? Yeah, you guys just hate American
He's
football.
overrated.
What? He's
Yeah,
doing
he's-
great.
I know.
He's doing great in Serie A this year. He's joined Milan
Did you
and
see
made
him at
serious
Chelsea?
impact. Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly why he's on this team.
Fair. I
He's
respect
been
that.
making a real impact for Milan. And that's why he's gone under the radar all of a sudden.
I got to disagree with you slightly, I think. Not in terms of ability. I think he's been brilliant, don't get me wrong. But I think he has been covered enough by the media in order to...
At Chelsea, yeah.
Also,
At Chelsea,
do you not
he's
think Leao
bad.
is the person who's leading AC Milan at attacking league and it's not Pulisic?
Yeah.
So you can't say that these like
Giroud.
integral. Yeah, Giroud and Leao are leading it, not Pulisic.
I'm surprised Giroud hasn't been mentioned because
No, because I think he's perfectly rated.
because everyone.
I think
but
so.
He was
I think he's
I
perfectly
swear,
rated.
last time when we were watching a match and he was playing, at least 2 people said, "Oh, he's so underrated."
Yeah, that might have been Mikhail maybe, but
Also, yeah.
I don't know. But no,
Well,
I
he was gonna-
think he's perfectly rated.
He's going to be my backup goalkeeper, but
Yeah. I think he's perfectly rated, to be honest. So we'll go with. I mean, I'll give you Pulisic, but respectfully, I will agree to disagree. Lenny,
I will use my skip, please, because I want to think about it a little
okay,
bit more.
go for it. Anna.
I don't know if he's considered.
Forward?
No, he is a forward.
Oh, so
I
if he's
don't
forward, it's fine.
I don't know if he's
Any forward?
considered technically underrated.
Okay, well we can discuss
but
that.
he plays for Leicester City, and if you think of Leicester City players, you would think like Jamie Vardy and
Yeah,
stuff.
sure.
Mavididi.
Who are you gonna go for?
Kelechi
Oh.
Iheanacho.
Iheanacho.
No, I rate that. I respect
first
that.
VAR goal, which is actually kind of a cool stat for him to have. But like I was reading, he wasn't in like 2021 or something. He wasn't the first pick for the team. And then a bunch of people got injured, so then he got got some airtime and like proved himself that he proved to the team that he deserved to be on the starting line. I mean,
Got kicked out of Man City and made his name at Leicester, basically.
he did win. I mean, he did win Leicester Player of the Year last year. So
Yeah,
like,
not bad.
not sure if that counts as
Yeah.
him underrated,
Sure.
but I think in like the realm of like Leicester City players who you think of, I'm not sure he'd
Yeah.
necessarily be everyone's top
Also,
pick.
I've just realised I didn't ask for your players earlier on because I skipped you. Who are your
He can be
other
my
two
one. He can be
strikers?
one of my one, and
Okay.
then we can put. I can't think of another one at the
Where
moment.
are you playing them?
Amine
That's the-
Adli, was he playing? I think I saw him.
He's at AC Milan.
AC Milan. Just
Okay.
and then I'm just gonna rep the Greeks. He's literally like 17 or
Played Bayer
something.
Leverkusen.
Castellanos. He's
Let's just
genuinely
wait.
like.
I need to write this down. I need to write this down. So, who was your second pick?
Where's he gone?
Who was it? Adli.
Adli, yeah.
Okay. So, I mean Adli. I'll try. Who's your sub? Who's
Yeah.
starting?
Now my sub can be. I'm just putting in for giggles. Castellanos. He's
Nice.
Greek. He plays for. I think he plays for Stuttgart. He's genuinely like my age, so I'm not putting him in because he's like proved himself or like he's young baller. But I'm just literally putting him in because he's Greek.
Young ball. Yeah, well, I respect that. I respect
And I couldn't
that.
put anyone else in because I forgot about Tsimikas until like later on.
Oh, yeah. Is he
Even
Stuttgart?
under? Is he Stuttgart or is he somewhere else?
Is it,
I swear he is Stuttgart.
I don't know. Anyways, we'll have a look. Let's have a look at this formation because we've got Wang Yichan, Kelechi Iheanacho, and Amine Adli. Now this is all looking like.
How do you spell it?
I mean, I know that. I mean, is Iheanacho?
Huh?
Where can
he
Iheanacho
is
play?
Stuttgart.
That's
He
the
is
question.
Stuttgart.
to play striker, Hang Chan plays on the... you put him on the right or do you on the...
They'd play wherever I tell them to play and they'd make it work.
So, our preference. We'll
Like
put-
at this point, I mean, because this with what's his
right, Adli. Can Adli play on the whatever you call it, the
With
right.
Kaneki, he's been playing in right back, and says he likes number 8. So they just play wherever I want them to play.
Can he play on the wings? Let's have a look at that.
Surely they can just make it work. They can all just make friends and make it work.
It, right wing. Okay, screw it. He's on the right wing, and then you've got your. I still can't. What was the name of the sub again?
Thomas Castaranas.
Thomas Castaranas.
Yeah, I think he's actually now playing for Germany, but do you know what? He's Greek at heart.
Yeah, Greek at heart. Thomas Castaranas.
Castaranas.
Do
you want me to just message
just
it to you?
it.
Okay,
Spell it to me.
Kastanas.
Oh, you now got it. Nice. Thomas Castaranas. Love it.
Castaranas.
Excuse me for not knowing proper Hellenic Greek pronunciation.
It's
Okay, so that is actually the who's left over now? Who's left over? Do I need to get
Lenny, because he wanted to think about it.
I need to get Lenny's sub. I need to get the
Marlo
other subs here.
and
So
me.
Marlo, your sub.
Coventry's very own Matt Godden.
Ooh, rogue, but I like it.
I'll go for 16 appearances, 5 goals this season.
Nice.
Yeah, tearing it up.
Respect that.
Yeah, I think he'll be a good addition.
Cool.
Yeah.
I respect that. Nice.
He's got some experience as well because he's 32. So
nice. Yeah. Fair enough. That was really good. So yeah, Matt Godden, he will come into the team. And Sungwook, yourself.
I don't know how to say it. Is it Michel Antonio? Is it Michel?
Mikhail.
Is it Mikhail Antonio?
Mikhail Antonio.
I think the way he plays, I think it lends itself very well to West Ham's game. I think it's because he gets underrated because he doesn't necessarily get the goals and the stats necessarily. But the fact that they have someone to boot the ball up to, and then he can retain possession for them. Yeah, I think that's very important. You know, a massive dude, and you know he wins all the air balls. And, you know, especially with the new signing of, you know, James Ward-Prowse, I think that physicality has added a new side to both players' games, basically. Yeah. And so he was able to sort of drag away 2 players while, you know, and Ward-Prowse can sort of make the ball he wants to. Because I think James Ward-Prowse, as brilliant as a player he is, I think he's the type of player that needs sort of like a vacuum space in order for it to be good and in order to have the right time and like the kicks, especially. Yeah. And so I think Mikhail Antonio provides exactly that. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Lenny, who is your final substitute? You've taken a deep breath, which is making me nervous that you're going to come with a really rogue opinion.
Well, when Leicester was mentioned, a player...
Don't say Jamie Vardy.
No.
Because if you did...
Not that my love to Jamie Vardy, love and respect to him, but when Leicester came to my head, this player came up to my head because I remember last season he was at Montpellier. I was hyping him up. Then he went to Leicester. I was like, that's a quite random move. So I was like, this season he has been a baller. Mavididi. Steffi Mavididi.
Mavididi. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you Mavididi.
He is if the thing will load. If he was originally at Arsenal, but now he is at Leicester. He played 98 games for Montpellier and then scored 21 goals. Now he's at Leicester. He scored 3 goals, 3 assists so far this season. He has been their starting left winger, but he's going to be on my bench, unfortunately. But I would love him for him to start. Yep. He unfortunately got a goal and assist during the QPR game, during a 2-1 loss for QPR.
Yep.
But yeah, he has been playing very well this season.
Good stuff.
So I'm going Mavididi.
Good stuff. Before I run through the squads, can I just check, Andre, who was your left centre mid?
Sergi Darder.
Sergi Darder. Who did you play for?
Mallorca.
Mallorca. Just so I can get the names right for the graphics as well. So let's get that right, and I will just get that sorted. Okay. Players, Dirty, let's have a look. Yeah, we've got it now. Good stuff. So I will run through those teams in a bit. Before I do that, I will just quickly run through the results that have been going on over the draft that we've been doing here on air, as we've now got our 15, our squads of 15 for underrated 11. So in no particular order, let's go through games in, firstly, actually, you know what? I'll go through the scores at the end because I still some games to be completed. So I would add Sergi Darder to your list, and let's just run through these teams. So let's go from the order to my right. So Sung-wook, he's made his return, the return of the king.
See.
And this is his team as it follows. Bernd Leno starts in goal with Nathan Ake and and Nelson Semedo, the half-backs on the left and the right wing, respectively, with Gabriel Magalhaes and Max Kilman in centre-back. Matty Cash sits on the bench. Sean Longstaff partners Granit Xhaka on the left and right centre mid, with Pascal Gross at CDM, Conor Gallagher supporting from the bench, with Mikhailo Mudryk and Kangin Lee supporting Seru Girassi on the forward line, Mikel Antonio as the cavalry. Marlo Turner comes in with a very strong 15 of Onana in goal.
Let's go.
Jonathan Gradit and Luke Wolfenden at centre-back. Maximilian Millerstadt and Amari Traore at half-back. Alan Brown, Noah Weishaus, Ruben Pena in midfield. And we have the very rarely seen two strikers in centre-forward combination of Mijeta Rajovic at centre-forward, Wout Weghorst at left striker, and Gaetan Laborde at right striker.
Let's go.
Anna has James Trafford in
Yeah, I
between
know.
sticks with Cal Naismith.
It gets better.
Cal Naismith and Cedric Suarez at half-back, Lucas Klotzmann, Connor Cody at centre-back, Weston McKennie, Glenn Kamara in centre mid, with Wang Yi Chang on the left wing, Iheanacho on striker, and Amini Adli at right wing, with Thomas Castanaras on the bench to show some Greek Greek representation here on the show.
Exactly.
Gregor Kobel is in goal for Lenny Ruban, as Benjamin Heinrichs and Mohamed Simakan at half-back, with Jean-Claire Todibo and Dan Axel Zagadou at centre-back. Ozan Tufan partners Felix Mecha with Kefren Turam at centre-mid. Mohamed Darami is at centre-forward, with Rayan Cherki on the left, Nico Williams on the right, Mavididi on the bench. Andre comes in with Claudia Bravo in goal, Raquelme, Lenormand, Garcia Vasquez on the backline, Sally Ozchan, Issy Palathon, and Sergi Darder in the midfield, with Kylian Mbappe on left wing, Savio at right wing, and Mustafa Mohamed at striker, with on the bench Captain America and LeBron James of soccer, Christian Pulisic.
I think we know who wins. Whereas we come in with Max O'Leary in goal, Karneski on the bench, Leonardo Spinazzola, Conor Shaughnessy, Stefan de Vrij, Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the defensive line, with Amazovic, Ahmedizic on the bench, John McGinn, Lewis Ferguson, Will Collar in the midfield, Jay Stansfield, Joshua Xerxes, and Abu Kamara, supported by Sam Nombe on the bench. Really good list. Really enjoy that episode, and cheers for coming along.
I put in a request that we do this for the women.
And I would say, of course, we can
Wonderful.
do this for the women's game.
Oh, can we
as
do
well.
mixed one time where we do like?
Oh, now you've just had a very good idea, Anna. Speaking of that, let's talk about the games that have been going on whilst we have been doing this draft, which have included, of course, the first round of the Women's Champions League games as well. So let's run through those games. Some games are still going ahead. Firstly, there have been some EFL trophy fixtures. The only game that really Exeter City fans care about is the game between Reading and Arsenal, and Reading have taken a 5-2 win.
Against Arsenal?
No, it's the Under-23 ones.
Okay.
Reading have taken a 5-2 win
say.
against Arsenal Under-21, so Reading will now win the group. Again, Exeter have got no hope of getting out the group with a minus 14 goal difference and are on 0 points. So we are out of the tournament regardless. We travel to Swindon Town on the 21st. In the Women's Champions League, Eintracht Frankfurt have taken an away 2-1 win against Rosengard. So Eintracht Frankfurt, the side that have started the Frauen Bundesliga so well, and a team that arguably kind of have shown their class. And even if it's been an interesting start to season for them, kind of mid-table for Frankfurt, and they were so strong last year, managed to get through a really difficult qualifying stage. They have taken a really strong start against Rosengard, who are not a team to be sniffed at whatsoever, although Rosengard are in a bit of a slump themselves, finishing 7th in the Allsvenskan. So not exactly the best start season for them. Of course, Hammarby took the title on goal difference at the weekend in the Allsvenskan. What a wet end to the Swedish season. Brann in Group B took a 2-1 away win against Sankt Pölten in Austria taking their lead forward, and both games in the Women's Champions League in Group A and B are now dead and buried, basically. Barcelona 5-0 up against Benfica with two goals from Bonmati, one from Ushuaia and two from Putellas. So they have taken control there, and they're already 5 up on goal difference there. So they lead Group A as it stands, and an even more convincing score in Prague. Slavia Prague 0, Lyon 9.
Yeah, that is
with goals from as follows: De Brits, De Donk, Gilles, Le Sommer, Diani, Renard, Hegerberg, Myri, and Gilles. So they now lead Group B as well. In the FA Cup, York City have gone through past Chester 2-1 in a replay. Grimsby 7-2 winners at Slough. Forest Green are through. Crewe Alexandra knockout Derby County. Port Vale knockout Burton. Barnsley have broken the bubble and the dreams of Horsham FC. 8th tier side at home. Got the replay. Barnsley have won. They will be through to the second round. Accrington Doncaster has gone to extra time. It's 1-1 there. 3-3 between Salford City and Peterborough United. Really interesting games going on there. That's it for the football, really. There isn't much else going on right now in the world.
That's one more thing to add.
Yep.
This just come in the news. UEFA considering adding Al Nassr to the Champions League.
As reported by Saudi media.
Yeah, so it's.
Are you kidding or?
This has been going around the whole day, but
I find that ridiculous. I hope that doesn't happen.
Because it's like Eurovision. Like, why is Australia in Eurovision?
That's a discussion for me to plan a bit more, and that's a discussion for a Sunday sports show, perhaps. Again, come along. If you can make it there. However, I'm going to cap off this show. Thank you for joining me on Tuesday Night Sport, this 14th of November. Remember, you can follow us on Instagram at XpressionFM Sport. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on Instagram at XpressionSport. Follow us on Spotify at XpressionFM Sport to listen to our commentary coverage of Exeter Chiefs and Exeter City Women's, including other sports on campus, including Exeter Demons, American football, and soon to come, potentially, we're going to, in the works, are some futsal commentaries too. So keep an eye out on that as well, including our massive gala event for the swimming, which is coming up on the 22nd, which I'm buzzing for. Anna, you are involved in this production. So excited for this.
Yeah, Joseph's getting a swimming hat with fins on it.
I wear a swimming hat when I'm doing all my interviews. This was something I admitted and held myself to on the last Sunday
Very
show.
much looking forward to seeing those.
There will be a photograph online of me wearing this swimming hat. So this will happen. I'm really looking forward to this event. And again, there's only one place to catch that. That would be Expression FM Spotify. And while you're there, give us a follow and give us a 5-star rating as well while you're there, because that just helps us out a bunch. So I hope you've enjoyed this TNS on Sunday Sports Show coming up 10 to 1 on Sunday. Let me just give you a brief introduction to what we might talk about. So we're going to have our netball section with Gracie Moore. We're going to talk about netball. We're going to try and get EUNC involved as well. We're going to have some more swimming interviews, and we're going to also reach out to University Rugby League and Rugby Union squads as well as talking about Premier League and Exeter City and Chiefs fixtures. So more than enough sport for you to sink your teeth into on your second half of your weekend. Are we ready to sign off, Sungwook, in the studio? Can you give me a signal? Yes, we are ready to sign off. So have a great rest of your evening. Thank you for joining me live on Expression FM. Thank you, friends. And I will see you 10 a.m. Sunday for your Sunday Sports Show. In a bit.